Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to Touhou World Cup Fossilized Wonders Lunatic Scoring, the debut of this category on TWC.
Yep, it's
Our
the
players
first time
today-
this amazing game shows up on this event.
Yeah. Our players today, for Team Fossil we have KG, for Team Mirage we have Norimiko, and then for Team Truth we have Kero. There's like a little bit of range in the players' PBs, but since this is the debut match, I feel like it's more about showing off like just what the game has to offer in general.
Nonetheless, we do have some extremely strong players in this match.
Yeah, for sure.
The average skill level of this match is definitely on the higher end.
Yeah, so does anyone have anything to say before we go into the slides? I feel like we could just kind of go into them already.
Yeah, oh, maybe we should... Oh yeah, maybe someone should stream being on TRC first.
Yeah, I guess that could be a good idea.
Nobody's gonna do that in like the next, like, I don't know, minute or two, then you could just go to the slides.
Yeah, we can just go to the slides, I think. We can talk more about the players in detail in the slides. So first of all, Touhou World Cup, TWC, is an annual international tournament featuring the Touhou project shoot-'em-ups. Each match features 2 or 3 contestants. Today we have 3 contestants competing in a survival or scoring category on Lunatic or extra difficulty. For more details about the tournament, you can visit the official website, which is linked there, touhouworldcup.com, and big shoutouts to Maribel. So, FW Lunatic scoring. Today our players have 110 minutes of reset time to start new credits, and they can finish any runs started in that period. So for the entirety of the 110 minutes reset time, they can just kind of do whatever they want. They can keep resetting, or they can just finish whatever runs they want, but once the reset timer runs out, you're kind of locked into the run that you have going on there and you cannot reset anymore.
They can also do like a bunch of practice in like TH prac if they want.
Yeah, that's true. You could practice in between if you really want to or really need to. And TWC score is dependent on the in-game score and shot type. It's what we use to balance the different shot types so that every shot type is viable for like a TWC setting, even though obviously not every shot type scores equally. Some shots have much higher potential than others. And then, of course, the player with the highest TWC score wins. And here we can also see the funny Wonderstones spinning around.
Here's the graph containing all 16 curves. We have a lot of shot types in this game, so there's quite a lot of numbers to crunch.
It's a bit messy, isn't it? Like, it's kind of hard to tell, but I guess the most notable points are you can see that the line that reaches furthest to the right, that's Marissa R2, the one with the red missile hyper. She just has by far the highest potential of any of the shot types with current knowledge. And then I think the ones that are like by far the worst, I think it's the G2s. I really can't tell with this color scheme though. I think it's the G2s because their hyper kind of actively hurts them. Yeah, we can talk more about the details of each hyper like when we actually see the players using them, but for now I feel like it would take too much time. Most of them
we don't
are
need to explain like every single hyper that exists in the game.
Yeah. So then, one of the big mechanics in this game is the incident value, which is basically, it just acts as your point item value or PIV multiplayer in this game. It's increased by collecting incident stone fragments, which are like the little gems or rocks you generate from a bunch of different stuff. The main method of getting those is just grazing bullets, so this is a graze game. And +1 incident value equals +10 point item value. And in this category, the incident value, it maxes out at 200. And it does so really quickly if you like properly graze. It maxes out in stage 1. So the primary scoring content will be collecting as many point items as possible. And the slides do not mention it, but for this match we're not using the bug fix for the PIV. And what that means is that at certain points the PIV will actually like overflow and all your items will become essentially worthless. But if you get it to 200, then they will still remain like each point item will be like worth a fixed amount. So for most shots, this doesn't really end up mattering. It's mostly just how you play stage 1, but there are some shots that actually would not go to 200 in stage 1. But again, we can talk more about that when the gameplay starts.
From what I know, the avoiding the overflow is more of a thing on lower difficulties, but on Lunatic, it doesn't really impact the game too much.
On Lunatic, it doesn't impact most shots, yeah. There's just like some little detail in how you would do stage 1 optimally. Because you'd want to like make sure you get a bunch of stones just before it overflows for the max value. And then I guess you could call this the main central mechanic of the game, the Wonder Stones. So to summon a Wonder Stone, you need to fill the gauge on the left, the vertical one. And there are many ways to fill the gauge. Some examples here are getting a high chain and getting kills, which is mostly relevant on stage sections. Every enemy you kill will increase the gauge by a varying amount depending on the enemy, and if you can manage to keep the chain up, I think if you get it up to 10 hits, it doubles the value from a kill, and then it doesn't increase further from that, but you can keep chaining to as high as you can. And then the other main method of increasing the increasing the stone gauge is just to collect the stone fragments, the ones you generate from grays. And then there's also the thing where the gauge increases passively over time, but I believe that's only during boss fights, it's not during the stage. And what that ends up meaning is that basically every boss pattern would be stalled ideally, just so you can farm more Wonder Stones. And the slides actually don't mention it here, but the main reason we want to farm the Wonder Stones is because they just drop items when you kill them.
Yeah,
that's the main
Wonder Stones are basically your primary source of items in the game.
Yeah. You also get clear bonus for each stage depending on how many stones you've killed. And actually, when we're playing without the fix, it actually ends up mattering a decent bit, because I think each Wonder Stone is 1 million per stage clear bonus. So if you kill a Wonder Stone in stage 1, you actually get 6 million from that just over the clear bonuses.
Right.
Of each stage. Oh wait, sorry, I spoke too soon. Yeah, okay, so Wonder Stones, they're the main source of point items. After killing a stone, the level of the Wonder Stone will go up by 1. All the Wonder Stones start at level 1, and they can go all the way up to level 5. And the higher the level of the Wonder Stone, the more items it drops. But then, here's the kicker, dying is bad, because dying reduces the level of all stones by 3. Actually, I think it's only 2. Which means that you lose a lot of items. From each subsequent Wonder Stone kill. So in this game, basically you do not want to die. And the only reason for that is just because the Wonder Stones go down a level. And that's how you lose score from dying.
Most of the time you'll be fine during the run, because the Wonder Stones also give you resources, so you still have enough bombs to do most of the route, and I think the only place where we see maybe some intentional deaths will be Area Final or something, to get the last extra stone.
Yeah, that's true actually, you would suicide that, but I guess we can talk about that again during Sunai B 3.616, not Sunai A. Sunai A would be quite high if she got 3.6, and then he also has the DDC Rainbow B world record, the 1.269. Some of his FW scores are listed here, they're all above 3 billion as you can see, which is quite good. Both the Rainbow B shots are world record, and then his highest score currently with any shot is the Rainbow Y2 3.222, which is also world record. And he's played in TWC before, mostly UFO scoring from 2020 to 2024, but then he also did play in DDC Lunatic scoring last year. And now he's playing this game.
KG is definitely a contender for one of the strongest score players of all time.
Yeah. And KG also, he's been playing this game non-stop since release, he's been grinding a lot. And then our second player is Norimiko, someone I'm personally not really that familiar with. I think they mostly just focus on FW.
Why
Some of their scores listed here. Oh.
So,
well, we're going a bit fast.
I also want to interject a bit. From what I've seen, Norimiko only plays FW, so this is an FW main. I've also, at least all his PND entries on the PND leaderboard are for FW.
Sorry, go ahead, I keep interrupting.
He also has 2.5 billion as 14 shot types. The only ones he doesn't have that score in are the G2 shots. And
the matches are... We're running out of time. I guess we should quickly mention Kero too. He has the overall world record for this game with Marissa R2, and he also has a bunch of really strong scores otherwise. Other places you might know him from is
Yeah, he has a lot of strong scores in a lot of other Touhou games. He's primarily known for his achievements in DDC, where he has 3 out of 6 Lunatic world records. But in this game, he also has the world record for every Marisa shot on Lunatic, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, so we kind of got like caught up yapping too much and the match has already started, but here we can see Norimiko is running Marisa Y2, which I kind of saw coming because I think that's his main shot. And then KG is going with Reimu Y2. So it's the same hype but on a different shot, so there will be quite a lot of differences there. And then
I really
Kero hasn't
expect to
started
see
yet.
two Y2s in a scoring match.
Yeah. And then you can see Kero is running Marisa R2, which is the highest scoring shot, and I'm actually really happy he's running that because I think it's also the coolest shot type in the game.
I love R2.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Marisa R2.
But okay, so stage 1 is kind of funny because you start off with 0 incident value. I'm just going to call it PIV because I feel like it's just more natural if you call it PIV. So the items you collect here really are not worth that much, but you can still kind of do some random grazing to increase the incident value by a little bit. An interesting detail with grazing is that on bosses you get 5 times as much PIV like per graze. So on stages it really isn't worth that much even if you can graze a lot of bullets. But now we can see...
okay, keep talking.
Yeah, so here we have Ubame's Midnon, which is quite important because you can see you can just spawn graze every wave of it and the incident value will go up by quite a lot.
You can see that spawn grazing her bullets spawns a lot of gems, which also naturally leads to a lot of Wonderstone summons.
Yep. Yeah, grazing is interesting in this game because it just makes so much stuff happen. Like, it increases your PIV, it generates the gems that both give you hypers and also summon Wonderstones. But now, so like after the Midnon, we're already at 40 instant value, and that happens to be quite close to where it starts to overflow and your items become worthless. I think it's like 42.94.
Yes.
Yeah,
so the players have like intentionally left it around 40 here for like the end of stage 1, just to make sure they get a lot of high value item collection in before the boss starts, because like all of her non-spells you could just like spawn graze them. I don't really know why Norimiko isn't doing that though. I'm a bit clueless. I've only really played Marisa R2 in this game, so I can't comment too hard on like the details of the other stones. I think I was actually stalling for a Wonderstone to get good value out of it before starting to graze.
Maybe they just decided like not to do it. Maybe they decided that it doesn't gain them too much, they don't really need it. I don't know.
I think he was just stalling for the stone, like before starting to graze.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is... No, sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. No, you go, I'll shut up,
Okay, something that needs to be said is that while you're doing these great spots at the top of the boss, eventually you will need to go down and kill the Wonderstone. So there's some management going on, and the optimal thing is, okay, you graze one wave, you cancel, you go down to kill the stone, and then you go up again like immediately. And in case of Y2, the management is a bit more extreme because the hyper break will damage the boss quite a lot, and you need to be careful about doing too much damage, right? Because otherwise you lose out on a lot of graze.
Yeah, Y2 is interesting like that, because like the main drawback of the entire shot or the hyper is just that you end up doing like too much damage to the boss if you cancel every bullet. Yep. And yeah, someone in the chat is already pointing out, yeah, we're actually not going to like 200 PIV with Y2. Apparently it's better to just like not go to 200. I think you do the entirety of stage 2 and stage 3 stage section like just before you get to 120 something, which is where it starts to overflow again.
Yeah, the second threshold should be at 128.
Yeah. It's like, I really don't have any experience with actually like doing this route, but I think you can just kind of control it well enough to where it shouldn't be an issue that you end up overflowing early, and if you do, then it would just kind of be like either a big score or so you just reset. Because like as soon as it overflows, the items are worth like 10 score each, which is just like completely horrible.
Really have big gray spots, so it's not that bad to maintain your PV under the threshold.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess something that has maybe kind of gone by because we're already in stage 2, but grazing in this game is kind of strange compared to most other Touhou games, because you can graze bullets even if they get like immediately cancelled by either a hyper breaking or a bomb. Like you can just bomb and sit on top of a boss as it's spawning a bunch of bullets and you actually graze all of those bullets. Like in most games that would not work, you just wouldn't graze anything, but in this game things are different, and that means that it's really like easy to milk graze on some patterns, especially the stage 1 boss nons, because you can just like iframe all of it and just constantly sit on top of the boss and get a ton of graze.
I actually want to talk about something that KG just did, because I do feel like it is pretty important. So normally whenever you summon a Wonderstone and then destroy it, the vertical gauge or the Wonderstone gauge essentially gets set to either however much you had when the Wonderstone died, or half of it, depending on if you had more than half at the time you destroyed it. However, if the stone is destroyed by a mid-boss entering the screen or boss dialogue starting, that check is completely ignored. Meaning that if you summon a stone and then it immediately gets destroyed by, say, a mid-boss entry, in this case, you will have almost full gauge left, because the game isn't going to just deduct half of the gauge from you. So you'll essentially be able to immediately summon another stone again. And yeah, if you're able to do this, it's very beneficial, because like you don't lose any point items from doing this. It basically acts the same as a regular stone kill.
You basically get extra stone in for free if you can do it well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there's so much detail regarding like the Wonderstone gauge. It's kind of hard to go over it, but yeah. Another thing that I don't think we mentioned is that for every Wonderstone you stage, the gauge actually like grows a bit longer.
Yeah.
So for each subsequent summon of a Wonderstone, you have to work a bit hard, yeah. But the cap is like really high up, and also, but also like this increase resets at every stage transition. So like, at the start of every stage, it's quite easy to summon a Wonderstone, but then as the stage goes on and on, it gets like harder and harder.
Yeah, like once you enter a new stage, the gauge goes back to its regular size, and it becomes easier to summon stones again.
Also, I think it would be quite good to mention, like, our players sub, like, the stones that aren't the hype, I don't know what you call them, but like the other stone choices, so...
I do think we should actually like talk about the loadout system in general, because I do feel like it's pretty relevant to understanding this game, and it's... Not everyone, I guess not everyone in chat has played this game.
Yeah, so the gem like at the upper slot, which for KG and Norimiko is the moon one, and the Kero it's the red gemstone, that's the stone that determines what your hyper is, and that's also the only stone we actually use to like judge TWC score and score in general.
For
like
scoring purposes, this is the slot that decides what shot type you are.
Yeah, exactly. We don't care really about what the other stones are. You're free to choose whatever you want for those. Only the hyper stone matters. And for each hyper, like, I don't think we really went over it even, but there's the gauge that's vertical at the left, that's the stone gauge, but then there's also the gauge at the bottom which goes horizontally, and that's the hyper gauge. And the hyper gauge only fills up when you collect the gems, like the gem items, which are spawned from grazing and shooting enemies, but like mostly from grazing.
But going back to the loadout system, in general, in this game you essentially build your own custom shot type. Oscar has already gone over the fact that the top stone determines your hyper and is basically considered your primary stone that decides what shot type you are. But the other three stones are, the left one is your unfocused shot, the right one is your focus shot, and the bottom one is a support stone that provides some kind of passive ability. You can essentially mix and match those however you want. You have 8 options for each of these. And only switching the primary stone actually changes your shot type and therefore your TW score. So you can basically just take really whatever loadout you feel is best for your needs.
I feel like there's so much to talk about and not enough time. Like, we're not going over the gameplay at all, we just have to go over the
I mean, when the game itself is giving us so much to talk about, I mean, like, even during the slides, we felt like we just yapped too much.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much going on in this game. But yeah,
this game is just very interesting, like,
legit.
Both the game and its players.
It's full of mechanics.
Yeah. So I guess we could talk still about what the actual builds are for all the players. So KG is playing as Reimu, so he has R1 on his arm focus and Y1 on his focus, and this shot combination is a bit funny because like the R1 unfocus is quite strong on its own, but when you combine it with the Y1 unfocus, if you shift spam you kind of get like massively increased DPS because of how the options move while you're focusing and unfocusing. It just makes it so that you hit the enemy in front of you with more shots than you're kind of intended to, and this increases DPS a lot. And the reason we just do this is because we want to kill the Wonderstones as fast as possible, and that's just the best way to do it. Is with the shift spam
Y2 focus
shot.
for both Reimu and Marisa is just a massive source of damage when you use shift spamming.
Yep.
Oh, KG did the boss insta again, did the stone insta kill.
Nice. And yeah, and then we have Norimiko and Kero who are playing Marisa, but it's basically the same idea as with Reimu, but instead of having R1 on your arm focus, you have, I think that's G2.
This is G2, which
and
is basically
the same result,
frogs.
basically.
They are they're extremely strong. They are definitely one of Marisa's best options for her unfocused shot. They dish out a lot of damage, they cover a lot of screen space, and they're very strong, and you actually get relatively, even at low power, you get like 3 frogs. So like, even at low power in stage 1, they are just noticeably stronger than all of our other unfocused options. Yeah,
and then finally we have the stone at the bottom, which is the assist stone. All 3 players are using G1, which is the only effect it provides is just that you do more damage to Wonderstones. And again, like, the Wonderstones are the central mechanic here. We want to kill all of them as fast as possible. Well, okay, not in all cases, but in most cases we want to kill the stone as fast as possible to just get the next stone in as fast as possible, and that assist is just the best way to accomplish this.
I am pretty surprised to actually see like everyone using Y1 focus. I didn't think it was so strong that it was pretty much universally considered the best option.
Yeah, it's just what you need for the shift spamming to work properly, I think. Reimu might have had a build where you use one of the blue ones instead, but I honestly do not know.
Yeah, you're right. There's a build that uses the homing blue shot, I think.
E1.
I think we saw that in extra. But for main game, where I would go yellow one all the way, because the increased damage with the shift spam is very noticeable.
And yeah, Kero unfortunately died to the stage 3 post-mid section. Any death, like, it's really not the end of the world, because the thing is that you don't really have to worry about resources in this game unless you're like dying a ton, because you just get so many from the Wonderstones. We can see that all players have like either full lives or almost full lives. But still, like, deaths, we want to avoid them purely from the score loss from the like Wonderstones leveling down. But from like a clear perspective, this game is quite comfortable, because you can like make quite a bit of mistakes and still like clear with a decently high score, as long as like all your stone summons are good. It's kind of like Sisyphus in that sense, is that you have some safety lives, but ideally you wouldn't actually use any of them.
One thing I want to add at last for the builds is that, okay, what are we looking for in our build? Like, we already mentioned damage, and damage is one of the main reasons we chose this kind of build with green with frogs for Sanai and needles for Reimu. But the other thing we're looking for is ways to get huge combos. And for Marisa, the frogs do a great job. And why we care about combos? We care about combos because combos make it much easier to summon Wonderstones. And you can see the combo system as a sort of multiplier that increases the pace at which your summon bar increases. And if you have a big combo going on, killing enemies will refill your bar by a huge amount, and you'll get to your next Wonderstone very, very fast.
Yeah, the big screen coverage that makes chaining easier is part of why not only Marisa's frogs are so good, but also her R2 hyper.
Yeah.
By the way, have we actually talked about the hypers themselves that the players are using? Because I don't
think we have. I don't think we have.
We've talked about the loadout system at length, but we haven't actually talked about like the most important part of it.
There's too much to go over, man. But yeah, okay, I guess we can start. So, Kero, he has the R2 hyper, which is considered the best one, and it's the one where Marisa shoots this like huge spread of missiles across the entire screen. And the main reason why this hyper is actually so good is that if you were at the bottom of the screen shooting the missiles, the DPS towards any like target wouldn't be that high. But you can also do this thing where you go sit on top of the target, and because the missiles spawn like behind Marisa like a decent way, you can actually hit the target with most of the missiles, and this is like absolutely ridiculous DPS that you get if you do it well. And you can do this on the Wonderstones as well.
Yeah,
so
if
not
you do
only
this on
does
a
this
stone,
hyper
it will actually make a lot of gems appear, which will massively prop up your stone gauge for the next summon. But yeah,
so not only does
Marisa,
this. Sorry, go ahead. Okay. So not only does this particular hyper have like the best DPS potential in the game, basically. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's definitely like one of the highest. It also has like basically the best chaining potential, because you can just cover the entire screen with these massive missiles that are just hitting everything constantly. So it makes it really, really easy to maintain your combo or your chain or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I do believe that Marisa's R2 hyper essentially provides the ideal solutions to the challenges that this game's scoring system poses.
Yeah.
Because it really feels like she has the perfect answer to what this game asks of you.
Yeah.
Note that Rainbow's R2 hyper is actually noticeably different and not really as strong as far as I know.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the exact same kick to it. But then our other two players are using the Y2 hyper, the Crescent Moon one. And so this hyper, it has like a rather drastically different effect to the R2 hyper, in that while your Y2 hyper is up, all of your options, which are like the thingies that the thingies that shoot bullets around you, I don't know what else to call them. Like,
and that's what they are usually called by players.
Yeah. So while the hyper is up, any bullet that comes into contact with any of your options will just get converted into this yellow arrow that just, I think, aims at the nearest enemy, or I don't know exactly how the aiming works, but it aims at like a random enemy, let's just say, and it just tries to hit them and do like a small amount of damage and also generates a gem. But when the hyper ends, you can end it either just by having the gauge run out or ramming into a random bullet. And when the hyper ends, every single bullet on screen will be converted into a similar arrow. And what that ends up meaning is that
a ton of gems upon hitting an enemy. So, oh boy, another scoring component. What that ends up meaning
is that when you break your hyper or you end your hyper on a section where there's a ton of bullets on screen, you basically just like do an insane amount of damage to anything that's on screen and also generate a ton of gems, which makes it really, really easy to like chain the hypers.
You also need to actually hit something with all of those light arrows.
Yeah, they don't generate gems if they just miss. You need to actually hit with them.
That's an important thing to take note of.
But then, like this, like the Y2, the main drawback actually just ends up being the fact that you can deal too much damage with the like arrows. Like, you don't really have that much control over how much damage you do, because you need to end your hyper at some point, and if the screen is full of bullets constantly, you just end up doing too much damage.
You just cannot avoid the screen cancel at all.
Yeah.
Like, it becomes a problem in some parts of the game. I also want to note that this hyper, I believe, actually works the exact same way for both Raven and Marisa.
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure, though. There shouldn't be any notable difference, at least.
It's functionally identical.
Yeah. And I guess you could kind of, like, point out that the main, like, Marisa R2 has an additional advantage over Y2 in the sense that the damage you deal is far, far easier to control. You can choose to not shoot and you will not do any damage on to anything on screen. But with Y2, even if you don't shoot, you will still end up doing a lot of damage at some points, just purely from the arrows, from the hyper ending. And oh my god, we're already in stage 4.
We're already on the stage 4 boss on 2 players' ends, and we've just yapped so much about the actual system mechanics that we've talked about exactly none of it.
But I feel like we like kind of have to. But yeah, so the general flow of boss fights is to like try and stall as much as you can, just to like make the Wonderstone gauge go up by itself, but also graze whenever you can, because that also increases the rate at which the gauge fills up.
And also collect gems whenever possible, because that also slightly bumps up the gauge.
Yeah.
There's actually one missing piece to all the comparison we did so far, and it's Reimu versus Marisa. What are the differences?
Yeah.
The main difference, aside from the stones giving you different shots and sometimes the hypers having different effects, is their bombs. Their bombs make it so they have different plans in certain parts of the game where there are big spams. We'll see that later in either stage 5 or stage 6. And the big thing is that Reimu can still shoot during her bomb. And that means she can keep on generating Wonderstones even during her bomb. Whereas Marisa can't shoot during her bomb, and that locks you out of shooting, and you'll have a little bit more trouble summoning stones, which in that case will have to be done entirely by grazing.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat trade-off, because with Reimu, your bomb lets you like chain and summon stones better, but then it also has like the big drawback of, similar to the Y2 hyper, you can't control how much damage you do. Like, you can't choose to not do damage with your bomb, because the fantasy seals will just home in on whatever is closest and just destroy them, because the fantasy seals are actually really strong in this game. But with Master Spark, Marissa's bomb, you can just choose to like not aim the spark at the boss that much, which means you don't end up doing that much damage. And even if you were to hit the boss with the spark, it's not actually that strong in this game. And
it's kind of funny that TD ends up being like the only game where Marisa can actually shoot during her Master Spark.
Yeah. But yeah, I think generally Reimu's bomb like provides more of an advantage, but with Marisa you kind of have like your shots are just better with Marisa compared to Reimu. If that makes sense.
Yeah. In fact,
this doesn't mean that Reimu doesn't have any strong options, because she very much does.
Yeah.
I saw the other day a few Japanese players discussing Reimu and Marisa potentials. It was Kepinyan who said this, but apparently if you want to go for something like 3 billion, then Reimu might be the best option because of her performances in Stage 5, for example. Reimu Stage 5 is amazing. But if you want to go for 3.2 or higher, Marisa becomes better.
Oh my god, Norimiko was just on Marisa G2 Ghost Fairies, and I couldn't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, it's coming up to KG too.
Yeah, so Marisa's frogs are so strong that they actually are a massive help to her on this specific section. Not just scoring-wise, but also survival-wise. I imagine...
Yeah, so... For KG,
now
we have...
will probably approach this section much differently.
Yeah, Reimu has to bomb this, because Reimu has 0 splash options in like any of her shots and any of her hyper. She needs bombs to kill all the stones. And how this section works is that like these big fairies spawn in and they shoot this massive ring of stones that gives an insane amount of point items. I think it's like over twice the amount of point items you would get from Wonder Stone. And you can see KG rage post there because he killed it too early. But that section there, it's quite hard, because you would want to kill the big fairies as soon as possible, because it's one of those sections where the next big fairy spawns in as soon as the previous one dies. But it's really hard because you have to manage like the DPS you do to both the fairy as well as the Wonder Stones that spawn in during the like section. I feel like it's so awkward to just start talking about the game after yapping about the systems for like for like 25 minutes. I mean, you have to talk about the game at some point. I think we're
pretty much done yapping about the system. We can now talk about the actual game itself as much as we need.
I don't think there's anything really left to cover. Like in that regard.
There are a few things, but they'll come up
yeah, they'll come up organically, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we have KG on the post-mid fairy section. This is actually really annoying because like all those fairies for some reason have completely random movement direction. Oh, but the section is already over, so... I guess there's no point talking about it. For this final section, as soon as the Wonderstone spawns, you just want to bomb because it's like way too much hassle to try and kill it and POC the items without bombing. There's just too many of these wisps. And I think, like at this point, it's okay to end up having 0 bombs because then you get like 1 or 2 bombs during Toyohime stage 6. Well, KG still has 1 bomb left.
Toyohime fight is definitely something. You have a lot of uncancelable bullets. You have rather relatively awkward patterns compared to what you usually see in the series.
Yeah. Yeah, most of Toyohime for scoring is actually quite strange. Like, these non-spells, you really can't graze these effectively. There's just not that many bullets. You can get like a small amount of graze. But it's not like you can really chain chain hypers here either because you can't cancel these bullets with the hyper breaking. So you just kind of end up timing all of them down.
It's basically just survival, pretty much.
Yes, it's basically just survival at this point. And then you just try to kill the Wonderstone that spawns in as fast as possible whenever it does.
Oh, Norimiko died, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Spell 2 and spell 3 still have some pretty decent strats. Where you say on spell 2 and spell 3 at the bottom. At the top, sorry.
Yeah. Spell 2 is fine because on Lunatic she never moves.
Keep in mind, on spell 2 you can actually get telefragged by a Wonderstone spawn if you're really unlucky.
Yeah, the thing is with the Wonderstone spawning is that you have to pay attention to where it spawns because if you're at the top of the screen it's quite easy to just end up bumping into it.
Yeah, the thing is, I believe they spawn at a completely random horizontal position, and they also don't check if they actually spawn inside the player at all. So if they do, if you roll the wrong number, they can just telefrag you.
You can always prevent it though by just like paying attention to where it spawns, but it requires like an extra amount of effort.
Yeah, it's just something you have to keep in mind when doing strategies that require you to be higher on the screen.
I guess one last thing to mention about like game mechanics in general is that non-spells you don't actually have to shoot them down. You generate a small amount of gems from shooting the boss, but it's really not anything like crazy. But all spell cards you want to shoot them down because if you time it out it doesn't drop any items.
There's never a last thing to discuss in this game, I feel like.
Yeah. And yeah, the Wonderstone movement as well, it's kind of bizarre, like there's really not that much logic to it. They can decide to just sit still forever if they want to, or they can chain like 7 or 8 movements in a row. And just like be going all over the place.
My favorite part is when they go behind the boss and essentially the boss becomes a beat shield for them. That's always fun when it happens.
Here we have Toyohime spell 3 for Norimiko. This is a really cool one. You can chain hypers by sitting on top of her head like this. It's so cool, but unfortunately
White doesn't really get to sit here for as long as it might want to, because like again, you do so much damage that you just naturally end up killing the spell faster than
you can see that like all the damage just came in
the timer ends.
From the arrows,
It's actually possible to sit on top of the boss and not get hit because of how small the hit boxes are. And that could be optimal for Halo 2.
Yeah.
Don't remind me of that.
It also just gets you more graze. Yeah. Okay, so unfortunately I really do not know like the fixless paces in this game at all, so I have no idea how good these ones are.
Yeah, saying I'm just bad with numbers.
Well, we'll find out when they clear stage 6 at least.
Yeah. Stage 6 I'd say is a rather big stage for scoring.
Yes.
Simply because of just how many enemies there are.
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies on the stage section that give a lot of the hyper gauge per kill because like different enemies give a different amount. I'm sorry, not hyper gauge, the stone gauge. Different enemies give a different amount of stone gauge per kill, and a lot of the stage 6 ones have a really high like base increase to the gauge. So you can get a lot of Wonderstones in, and just generally the enemies drop a lot of point items here, especially on the spam right before the boss.
Unfortunately, Marisa in particular happens to be very well equipped for this stage specifically, thanks to frogs. Again, another like W for frogs. Yeah, but the second part of the stage portion is the big one. I believe it's about to start now.
Yeah, here comes the spam.
Count. And look at
the
how
chain
fast
is in the top left,
spawning.
by the way. The hits is what your chain is.
Yep.
It doesn't even like really matter how high you go as long as it's above 10, because it's the same increase, but it's so funny how many you can get on this last section.
Yeah. You still need to keep your chain and keep in mind like the stones as well. You really want to kill them as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah.
You're already doing so pretty quickly, but you need to make sure you actually like you don't forget about it.
There's also the thing about the stones is that at level 5, the items they spawn kind of spawn in quite a wide ring around the stone. I feel like when I watch these players, they don't really care about accidentally graying the items that like spawn at the lower end. Like they just kind of wall on POC anyway. You can see Norimiko just grayed some there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is the kind of game where you really want to like gold everything and otherwise you reset. It's not like Moth.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could just, like, because again, he's just graying items there, you could totally avoid that, but I just don't see any players actually trying to avoid them, like graying the items, even though there's nothing else happening on screen. I think it's kind of interesting.
I guess, but I don't think it ultimately changes too much in the long run.
I mean,
so you
not
see
too much,
now Rainbow
still...
on the second part of stage 6, she actually uses bombs to help with killing.
Oh, but yeah, KG kind of ran out of bombs at the end there, so he couldn't, but yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, KG's pace is like solidly stronger than Norimiko's. He already has like, what, 200 mil more, and he still has the first non to do before getting to the same spell Norimiko is on.
Yep, graying items is still a thing. Also, Anna pointed out actually something pretty interesting. The players already got 2.5 billion and they haven't even started the Aria fight yet.
Yeah.
Okay, they already have, but they got that score before actually approaching the fight.
Yeah. The thing is that Aria isn't like too crazy for score. Like, of course, on any boss you get a lot of Wonderstones to summon for extra score, but it's not like the biggest section ever for scoring.
The thing is, Aria is where FW starts to become strangely obsessed with uncancelable bullets.
Yeah, yeah. On the first two non-spells you can just kind of sit close to her. It's kind of like the Nina nons, where you just sit close to her, raise a ton, and then the hyper breaking like just cancels everything.
Yeah, this spell and as well as the next one have a rather strange occurrence of bullet stealing in Touhou, where you can prevent bullets from spawning altogether by sitting close to their spawn point. It's something that appears rather commonly in other maps, especially ones by cave, but Touhou itself doesn't really have too much of it. Rather interesting.
And yeah, for this first spell on Aria, you could do this thing where you like sit right on top of her head. I think KG's gonna do it. Okay, he's not gonna do it yet, but the thing is that if you were to, again, like break a bunch of hypers on this spell, you would just end up killing the spell early because there's too many bullets and Y2 just does too much damage. So he's just gonna sit in the corner. With Marissa R2, we're definitely gonna see the chaining the like head sit grays on this pattern. I think at the end here he's gonna break a hyper though, just to generate a ton of gems. Oh, never mind. Okay, sorry, I'm just completely lying.
KG might be generally avoiding grays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't want to kill the patterns too fast.
Also, Aria's fight is kind of interesting in the sense that after the second and third spell, there's this like little bit of dialogue that she has. And if you remember earlier in the match, Couscous was talking about how like certain like starting a mid-boss or like a boss dialogue. Yeah, you can like instantly pop the stones if you time the spell to and spell 3 kills properly. I hope we get to see it. I think he's setting up for it. Yeah, you can see... Oh no, never mind. He summoned the stone early. Well, I think this still works. I just don't know if he's gonna actually stall it though, because this spell is kind of like cringe.
Unless he manages to stall this spell, which I doubt it, because like it's a very strange spell.
No, Hyper's gonna kill it, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can still see the players do it on the third spell though. And yeah, Kero is on Toyohime spell 3 now as well, and you can see he's like not forced to do any damage to her other than when he's shooting with the Hyper. But even if all the stones were to spawn on top of Toyohime, you still don't do too much damage with the Hyper because the stones just die so fast. Like they just basically die instantly when you touch them with the R2 Hyper like on top of them. It's really, really satisfying.
Yeah. I'm glad that Kero's playing R2, because like we get a nice comparison between Y2 and non-Y2 strats.
I feel like I've mainly just been watching the Moon Hyper shots so far, but we still have 75 minutes of the match, which is good. We didn't have to spend all
the
of it
Moons are just farther into the game. I feel like we have to pay more attention to them. as commentators.
Yeah. I guess also one more thing to mention about game mechanics.
This one's a weird one.
Yeah. Yeah, all of those
spell,
yellow bullets, you can't cancel those like yellow. I don't know what you even call those bullets. Like, are they stone bullets or like scales or something? I guess that's just stones.
They're probably just stones. You just throw rocks at you.
Yeah.
This is actually a bullet type unique to FW. It's completely new.
Yeah. Okay, I hope we're gonna see the technology for KG now. You can see he's gonna like edge his stone gauge up all the way to the very end and then kill this spell just before he summons the stone. And if he times it right... You can also see
some bullet ceiling here on KG's end.
Yeah.
Oh, the screenshot.
If he times it just right... Yeah, it's dying for me.
Yeah...
I can't see if he's doing it or not. Oh, okay, never mind. He summoned a stone. I don't think we're gonna see the instant pop. Yeah, no, there's not enough time,
I guess
unfortunately.
he thinks he still has, like, time to summon way more gems.
No, it's not enough.
This was the last... Oh, this... Was it the last wave of the spell? I don't know. Okay, we're not gonna see what happens at the very end anyway, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so these two nons that are currently on screen, non 4 you can just spin around like this, and non 5 has this interesting spot where you can kind of stay above her, and it's... Like, in theory completely safe. The only issue is the Wonderstone spawning on top of you, but since this is a score match, that's not an issue because you can just break a hyper or bomb to not die.
Yeah. Also, Kero is about to enter stage 6 second half with Marisa R2A. Now look at what he's doing. Like,
yeah.
The hyper's just doing all...
When your hyper is ending on the stage 6 spam, because when it's about to end you want to break it and go back to it immediately, because if you just let it end, there's a chance you don't get to another hyper immediately and that will lose you damage and items.
Yeah. It's kind of cool though, because like when you shoot the Wonderstone you can see it generates a ton of gems, but as long as you remain below the POC line, you can let all of these gems like build up, and then as soon as your hyper ends, go back up to POC them, and it should just start the next hyper. Because I don't really remember the requirements for like all the hypers, because like different hypers have a different like amount of gems you need to collect before the hyper starts. But the R2 one, it's quite nice. Like you really don't need to collect that much to start it. I have no idea if Kero is on PB pace.
Yeah,
I really don't know the paces. Like I only know the paces where you're fixed and you get like 19 billion in this game.
Anyway.
And yeah, so...
Maybe Silent Celine can tell me about this pace.
No.
I don't think his replays are on Silent Celine.
Ah, okay.
But okay, so now Norimiko has the final spell, which I'm sure most people know is like completely impossible. But the funny thing about scoring is, there is basically no penalty to dying to this, because your resources do not matter in the clear bonus at all, and it's actually better for getting Stone Gauge up to just bomb spam it when it gets to phase 3 and phase 4. Because even though, like when you're bombing, you do not get the... Oh yeah, yeah, he did the funny thing. Norimiko did the funny thing there where if you go above Arya, the yellow stones will kind of start spawning.
Yeah, you can actually get backstab on this spell because good spell design.
It's so stupid. But yeah, at this point, for getting the last stone, you just like die and bomb repeatedly. Well, I guess he's not gonna do that now, but there's no reason not to. Which is like really nice, because imagine having to actually dodge this like properly on a good score run. That would be horrible.
So this point, if you're just gonna die, you might as well just use up all of your bombs, honestly.
Yeah.
Because like your resources don't really matter at this point, except for like not game overing.
And the thing is that the bombs do so little damage to her that it's actually fine, you don't end up killing her. I guess he's just gonna like try and survive when he runs out of bombs, but I think I tested this before and it's actually better to die immediately and go back to like milking Greys. But it shouldn't matter because he's gonna get the stone anyway. And yeah, we can see Norimiko has 2.7, KG already has 3 billion, so KG's run is gonna be like 300 mil ahead at the end. And at the very end, you actually don't have to care about killing the stone, because the spell dying kills the stone automatically. Okay, and there we go.
GG for Norimiko.
First cleared run, GG, 2.867.
Oh, in a shrew.
And the 3.1 is on the way for KG.
Yep.
That's super strong.
Yeah, the stage 6 clear bonus is quite big because it takes into account every Wonder Stone that you've killed over the run. And at this point, our players would have killed, like, I think Norimiko killed 127 Wonder Stones, and each Wonder Stone is 1,000,000 in the clear bonus. So the stage 6 clear bonus is quite good.
Damn.
I think KG's going to be, like, seeing a 3.15 approximately. He's going to get one more stone, and then it's going to be like 130-ish from the clear bonus.
Considering the items from the last pyramid, we might be like at 3.17.
Something like that. I forget how much the items are even worth on Fixless, like, per Wonderstone. I think at level 5 you get, what, like 14 million or something like that.
The world record for Marisa R2 with no fix is Kero's PB, 3.43 billion.
And also, like, Kero's PB, if you applied the fix to that, it would also be the fixed world record. It's like 19.6.
Yeah.
The thing is that with fixed and fixless, like, the differences aren't that huge, so generally if you have a good score with one, you will also have a good score in the other. Like, if you translate the score.
Okay, GG,
there are some minor
GG.
differences. Okay, here we go. What's the score?
No, they're not using the patch. They're playing the game completely vanilla.
Yeah, no patches for TWC this year, at least.
Yeah, like, again, I think it's really sad that, like, this game has 2 scoring standards. That
maybe if Zoon actually, like, released his patch, we wouldn't have to deal with this, but what can you do?
At this point, I think it's better to ask Pete Mario to release it rather than Zoon.
And, well, at this point, no one is basically playing the game for fixed PAV.
Yeah, that's true. Like, there's basically no Western.
It was mostly just like a thing that Western players did near the game's launch, but it's kind of fallen out of favor.
It's dried off, definitely.
Which makes sense, but still, it's kind of it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
We're fortunate enough for Lunatic to be basically the same under both standards, but still, other difficulties exist and they're affected.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it matters on extra, but yeah.
I do wonder about Kero's pace though, because like this is basically 3.3 already if you apply the clear bonus, but he still has a lot of aria to go. I think it's going to be quite close, if not a PB or world record in this case.
Huh.
I'm not sure what his like actual potential is, because I watched his run yesterday and I think there were like 2 deaths on Shimi, and he also messed up the Goth Ferry, so there's definitely like it could go higher than 3.4, but I just really don't know. Yeah, I don't know what his potential is though.
It would be kind of crazy if we got like an overall world record of TWC as the first run.
Yeah, I've also been such a bad commentator. I've like barely been actually like explaining what Kero is doing, but it looks like he needs a 3.041.
I think you've been doing well, especially if you've been carrying me. I would not have
because the thing is that
position.
like, yeah, the thing is also we really don't have that many like Western score players for this game, so I'm like basically the most in the know, even though I only played this game like during the first month after release.
But you had world record, it's good enough.
Yeah, sure. Okay, but yeah, so we have KG and Norimiko are back in stage 1. It's funny how synced they are. They're both still running the same shot, and they're like they're really not that far apart at all. Well, now there's going to be a little bit of a gap because KG died.
Yeah.
Norimiko, do the thing and reset.
I kind of felt like KG might switch shots because he basically could play any shot, I feel like, but maybe he's just going for a better run with Y2. Maybe he's going for world record as well.
So I just noticed KG has 128 TWC score. Jesus.
Yeah, I was thinking about this when the graph was showing that we put the scores quite like high for this.
I mean, it doesn't matter anyway, because the only point of TWC score is comparison with other TWC scores, but still.
Oh wait, yeah, there we go. Norimiko reset too, so we're both at the very early parts of stage 1. And yeah, you can see Kero on this spell. I don't even remember what this called. It's like the Nothing Burger spell in survival, but in scoring you can do this graze.
Oh.
It's actually like quite possible to die to this. Like I remember dying to this quite a bit, even though it really doesn't look that hard.
Honestly,
but it does gain.
I remember dying a lot on this. Well, not a lot, but sometimes, because while I was doing the grace, the stone spawned on me.
Yeah. Whenever you're doing like strats that are at the top of the screen in this game, you have to pay attention to both when the stone is going to spawn, so you can prepare for it, and then also where it actually spawns.
For me, this is like a retirement spell where I basically just like when I'm playing the spell, I always get scared of dying to this spell because like I don't want to die to this spell.
Okay, actually, this should definitely be world record for Kero now that I'm thinking about it. We're already at 3.4 when the clear bonus is added. Good. And we still have like a few spells to go, because remember that Arya drops items too after this spell and the next one.
Pulling out all the stops, so let's hope everything goes smoothly for Kero.
It really should be world record. I don't see how it wouldn't be at this point unless he manages to game over, but I don't see that happening.
Like not only
I think it's already world record. Like,
not only is he gonna take the lead, but it's just going to make for a great storyline.
Yeah. I think in general, like Kero's scores are stronger than KG's, like from the ones that we know of. So it wouldn't be that surprising to see his runs get the highest TWC score this match.
Yeah, KG is the better Touhou player, but Kero is the better FW player.
I mean, if you've seen Kero's tweets about FW, or if you've seen his DDC runs, you know he's going for the crazy strats, and his world records are extremely strong.
Yeah, and also
I guess it makes sense considering he's a DC player.
Also, for this Arya penalt spell, the little stones that she shoots actually give you a little bit of stone gauge, so you would want to chain those. It's just kind of awkward because the spell is just really hard to dodge.
And okay, we have
regularly. Yeah. So if we want to say he got like 140 stones during the run, if we add the clear bonus, it's already 3.45. But he's still going to get a few stones during the final.
Yeah, fortunately he has 4 bombs, so it's entirely possible and realistic for him to no-miss the spell. So I really hope he does it.
I don't think he's going to no-miss, but he's going to try and see if he can stall to get like a high-level stone before being forced to suicide. I'm not sure if it's going to be 3.5, but I feel like it's going to be really close.
It's definitely world record based. That's what we can see.
Yeah,
definitely.
I don't think it's 3.5 actually, unless he just gets more stones than I'm expecting in the clear bonus. I think Marisa Atu would get around 140 or 150 these days. So that's 150 mil clear bonus.
Oh god, you have another set of bullets going upwards.
This is like 3.49 at most.
Okay.
It's pretty close to 3.5, honestly. It's closer than I thought.
I'm not sure if he's gonna get 2 stones or only 1 more stone, because it still takes a while for them to actually spawn in, and he's not bombing it. I guess he's just gonna go for 1 stone, but
now he's bombing it. Yeah, he got walled.
I think he's gonna go for 1 stone, but a level 5 stone instead of a level 1. I think. Actually, I don't know. I really don't know what the best way to handle this is.
You can still get another stone, I feel like. He might
he's definitely getting 1 more stone in, but not one after this one. There's just not enough time.
Oh, no, it's going to be a level 1 if anything. Very unfortunate, but this dying here is better than dying earlier.
It's really not that big of a loss even, it's like a few million, but like it still hurts. Yeah, level 2 stone instead of, what is it, level 4 or 5?
I forget, so does this spell have bomb shield?
Yes.
It's not full bomb shield, but yeah, it takes like pathetic damage.
And we are actually gonna time it out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because she doesn't drop items. There we go, 3.493. GG.
This is world record.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
World record by like, what is it, 50 billion or something? Maybe a bit more.
Incredible run, especially for an opener.
Yeah.
Oh. Flexing the timer. I've never seen someone use the timer as the ending blocker. That's
yeah, that's crazy, and it's like barely an ending blocker even because it's just like at the bottom of the screen.
How he just like dragged the game to the corner and then just covered it with the timer.
No, that def did not lose 8 million. It was like a few million at most.
Yeah, but I guess it could have been almost 3.5.
Yeah, well, it would have been even closer, but okay, there we go. So 143 TWC score compared to KG's 128.
Also, it's a rather like it's definitely like it's like a B by 60 million, so it's also a very strong difference.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Kero is one of these players who like barely ever does runs and has been kind of like building up power only for this.
Is he like a, you know? DH prac soldier? yeah,
exactly. You don't know these players because KG just does like runs constantly, I know, but Kero might be the kind who like specifically doesn't do runs only so that they can set like a world record doing TWC or something like that, like of the fun live.
143 TWC score, Jesus Christ.
It's such a shame we only watched the stage 6 in that run.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we're going to see another run though. Yeah, that's actually so cringe. Like, we're just talking about game mechanics while he's just doing a world record.
He's just pulling out the craziest run in history, and we're just looking at the boosts because they're farther into the game.
Yeah.
Someone needs to get 4,000 TWC score from GFW. No.
I'm sure we will be seeing that in like 2030 or something, surely.
I guess at the pace that the Touhou community is improving, I guess it's possible that we're gonna see the 4K.
I'm not sure what the high... I think the one Borealis run in, like, what was it, 2021 got a ton of TWC score. I think LOLK last year, I think I got like 165, but I think there's been higher. But again, the thing with TWC score is you can't read too much into it because we just changed the metrics by year. So, like, it's not like a high TWC score actually, like, equates to, like, super cracked.
And also, remember, like, TWC only exists in a vacuum in the match it's used in. Like, it's not an absolute value designed to be applied to and compared to between different games.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like if you increase
you
the
can't
TWC
use that
score,
as like a... Yeah.
Like if you multiply the TWC score gain by like 1,000 in only one game, nothing would change.
And yeah, the thing is that you also can't really use like previous year's runs as what they would get in TWC like in later years, because the thing is like with LOLK extra, like for example my older runs would have gotten like 400 plus score before we changed the metrics, but like that's just for new strats coming up. Yeah, exactly what RB is saying in the chat.
There was a LOLK score in 2025 that would have been 700 on previous year's game, but again,
people
using
just like big numbers.
metrics
People
also
just like
kind of
big
defeats
numbers.
the point, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
We do love big numbers.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's what we score.
Human beings just cannot help it. When the number is over 100, there's just some kind of certain mystique to it.
It's like a thing TWC super big.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Score runners love cookie clicker.
We're still not talking about the game at all. That stage 2 post mid section is quite awkward as Marissa, by the way, because you can't use the bomb there because you just summoned a Wonderstone, so you have to like both kill the yin yangs efficiently as well as the Wonderstones whenever they spawn. But even with like a spread shot like the Froggies, you don't actually kill the yin yangs that well because of how they spawn. Because they spawn in like this spiral, so the splash actually isn't that hugely helpful there. And yeah, Kero's just taking a little break, which is like very much understandable and deserved.
Going to do? Like, he got the world record. Like, what can you do now? Is he just going to start like
just
flexing with other shot types? Or at least I hope that's what he'll do.
I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I'll run a quick check for Kero, like what can he do now? Because he needs 144.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, we're practicing. Okay.
Huh.
I guess maybe he's gonna get shots and show some new strats that we haven't got to see in the run.
Maybe he's just fully content with that one he just did, and it's like, yeah, we can just show some random shit now.
Come on, Kero, play extra.
Yeah, the section he's on, by the way, it's really awkward, both for survival but for scoring as well, because these crystals are really, really tanky. But if you have an R2 hyper up, it's like quite fine to kill all of them, but the thing is that trying to chain hypers them, this is really awkward.
It's also
even though you can
we actually haven't mentioned it at all, but stage 4 actually changes depending on the color of your primary stone, and this means you get enemies with different bullet patterns depending on the color.
Yeah, that's true.
Yellow is the easiest,
the little
while
pyramid
green
enemies
is the hardest.
Yeah. For scoring, I think like it's not that hugely relevant. I guess the green shots would get some more spawn grades from killing the little pyramids, but best mid-boss is actually the red one because it's extremely dense and you can bomb it to spawn graze the entire thing. To kind of set up a stone to spawn in just as the mid-boss dies for like the instant pop.
The blue one is also similarly huge, right? Because like the bullet pattern is also similarly dense.
I'm not sure, honestly. Like, the thing is that, I mean, it's probably good. Yeah.
It's probably good at least.
Yeah, the yellow one just isn't that good for scoring because it's not that dense. But you can see, like, look at how dense the red one is there. He's going to spawn all of it to get a stone in just as it dies, just like that.
The bullet
yeah, he actually got the double. He got the double. I wonder if that's what he wanted to show, if he got like a double instance spawn, because that mid-boss is weird and it takes like a second to properly die, so you can get another like instant stone pop in there. Maybe I'm not explaining it properly, it's just kind of hard to explain how the stones work like that.
Stuff from like the Taz that came out like yesterday.
Yeah, look, he's just constantly showing off like the instant stone kills or whatever.
Yeah, I think
he just like barely missed. Yeah, Marissa R2 is also nice.
This is the future of FW scoring, just more and more instas.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting. Oh, okay, I thought everyone was on stage 2 for a second.
Nah, Norimiko is in stage 3 almost at Nareko.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess he's just bombing this to get the extra, because this section is really annoying to POC, no miss, no bomb.
I guess. It's definitely a bit of an unusual thing, at least for me to see.
Maybe he just doesn't need bombs for anything else, or maybe he's planning to die. I'm not sure. I feel like you'd want to no miss, no bomb this section just to keep bombs, because like there really aren't that many items. But what do I know? Like, I haven't played Y2, and I haven't played this game in general. Like, oh wait, yeah, have we? Is this overflow 128? Yeah, he's getting no score from those items. That's unfortunate. Oh wait, no.
It's a pretty funny thing about the overflow is that the value that the game tries to give to the player is actually negative. But fortunately, he thought of this and implemented as failsafe, where he makes the point items give only 10 points as opposed to a negative value.
It would be crazy if they actually gave him negative
intended score is negative. Imagine if he didn't do that and we just had to deal with like negative score in FW scoring.
That would be funny.
That would just kill the game, I feel like.
I mean, I'm sure you'd just have to like play around in a stupid way, similar to what the
Or you know what? No, it would make negative scoring a thing.
Yeah.
Imagine having like two different boards, you just had like
wouldn't it be extremely easy to just get like
a negative scoring board?
You'd just get an underflow extremely easily, wouldn't you? Like if you go below zero score.
I mean, when it comes to the score itself, not really, because you'd have to get like what, negative 21 billion score.
But isn't, because it's like a thing in DDC where if you get like a negative SCB with Sakurai slowing down the spell bonus, it like just underflows and it gives you like 9999999 score, high score.
Yeah, I forgot about DDC.
I'm imagining the same thing would happen here, but I don't know.
I forgot if the internal score value is signed or unsigned. I guess it was unsigned in DDC, but maybe Zoom changed it for some reason.
Who knows what Zoom does, man. But yeah, okay, so we're still not talking about the game.
We're just talking about like hypotheticals that can't exist.
I run a quick check on the TWC score calculator, and to beat Kero's run, you would need some cooked world record in most of the categories, but KG only needs a small PB to match Kero's current run,
it looks like KG's Y2 is actually like really close.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually kind of surprised. Yeah. KG would only need to PB by 15 million. Well, I say quote unquote only, but it's not like the most impossible ask ever, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, KG can still do it, I believe in him.
Yeah, because I'm not really that familiar with like where Y2 like gains over R, like Y2 hyper gains over Marissa R2, because I'm sure there are moments where Y2 is better, but it's just that the drawbacks are like so big on some sections. Mainly just how much you can time down certain patterns.
Yeah, like Y2 still has some drawbacks you just can't really maneuver around.
Also, this mid-run in stage 1 is really silly because the fairies from the stage just start spawning in at a certain point before the mid-run dies. I'm still not sure if that's like actually intentional or not. Like, it's just, like, the stage section starts playing while the mid-boss is still alive. And it's silly. And even when you kill the mid-boss, all the fairies on screen despawn, but then they start spawning in again immediately. It's strange.
Probably not intended. It's probably like one of those filler segments Zune codes, just to say, okay, you kill the mid-boss early, this is your filler segment. But,
yeah, it's just so bizarre that he like
intended, because like the stage section only starts playing a few seconds into the mid-boss.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, if it wasn't intended, how would you not notice that?
And I feel like the time interval when the enemy starts spawning is like, I think it does line up with when it is expected for you to kill the mid-boss.
And I guess it would be good to mention for stage 1, like, even though KG is currently, like, he's not getting any score from his items, he's still gonna kill the Wonderstones, and the reason for that is, first of all, well, I guess that one is already level 5, so there's, like, no reason to kill it more to level it up, but you still get that 1 million in the clear bonus from each Wonderstone. So even though the items are worthless, it's still fine to kill them.
Yeah.
You also don't really want to stall them forever, because... Yeah. And the thing is that if you stall it forever, then the gauge is going to drain all the way to the very bottom, and you don't really want that either. And I don't think we really mentioned it, but this second spell in stage 1 is actually really annoying, because you get a bunch of stones and you want to POC all of them, but the thing is that she's constantly spawning these fairies and bullets in at the top.
I do think
so it's kind of hard to see what's happening.
I do think
really
this spell definitely
die.
varies rather heavily depending on what loadout you have and what tools you have.
Yeah, there's also just the issue of if the stone decides to like run behind the boss, then you just can't do anything with some shots. You'd have to bomb, but I think Rainbow's bomb here would just kill it immediately, unfortunately. But that seemed good. That seemed good for KG.
Yeah, the power items are still worth 10k in this game. For some reason, Zune reverted the change he made in Sivs.
Yeah. It's kind of nice in a way because it makes dying less punishing. But the score would be a lot higher if the power items were worth as much as point items, because the Wonderstones store up a lot of power as well.
Yeah. I do just like the idea of power items still serving a purpose after the player reaches full power.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's cool that they're worth like point items when you're at max power in certain games.
Yeah, even if they inherently make dying more punishing.
Yeah. And yeah, Norimiko is on the... I think you call these the crystal snakes. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the Marissa R2 hyper, so he had to let a few of them just fly off screen, but the thing is that they're so tanky you can't really expect to kill all of them.
Yeah.
And you want to also be just making sure that your stone summons are good. So it's like not the end of the world to let a few of those enemies fly away, because even if they do drop items, it's not like the most items ever. Oh, and okay, here we go. Kero is doing more runs.
Okay.
Nice.
So this is the...
Still with Marissa R2.
Yeah. So
stage 4 mid-boss is interesting.
The yellow stage for mid-boss is really easy to dodge, but I guess we're not going to see dash strat because, like, you know, we're grazing.
You want to
kill it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. These spirits you get after the mid-boss give a huge reward in like killing any spirits will increase your summon gauge by a lot.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's interesting.
Combine
because like usually it's the bigger enemies that give you like a big chunk of stone gauge from a kill, but for some reason those post-mid spirits like give so much, even though they're just like these random little spirits. So you get like stones constantly summoning on that section.
Yeah. Combine the combo with like 2 or 3 spirits and you get a Wonderstone immediately.
Yeah.
I guess it's the reward for killing the mid-boss very early.
Yeah.
I want to think that Zune did this intentionally.
These days, like, how do you know what that guy is thinking when it comes to the design of these games?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
The mind of the man is a mystery.
Yeah.
More mysterious than anything he wrote for the series.
And I'm not sure if we really mentioned it, but like the chaining in this game, in my opinion at least, is quite awkward because if you go like even the tiniest moment without hitting anything, you will just instantly lose your chain. Like it's extremely like what's the opposite word of lenient? It's just like
yeah,
really
the shading in this game is works in a rather unique way. It's not like TD or like Dodonpachi where it's based strictly on hitting. It's basically based on hitting something. So even though enemy kills are what increases your chain count, the act of hitting enemies is what actually keeps it going. If you're hitting something at all times, you're going to keep your chain. But if you're just not hitting anything for even a short split second, then your chain just drops.
Yeah.
So most chains in this game end up being like really short.
Yeah. And this is why shot type selection matters a lot. Like with Marissa, the Froggies are just so good at like keeping chain on sections where it would be like quite inconsistent with other shot types, and this is why R2 is good as well. And I guess with Rainbow the Y1 focus is good, although I don't actually really know how good that actually is.
As already established, having that extra screen coverage is just so helpful. There aren't many loadouts that can give it to you, but really still.
Then there's also the detail of like you can keep your chain going by shooting a Wonderstone. The thing is that you can still keep like the combo going while the Wonderstone is up, it's just that the kills won't increase the bar while the stone is alive, but if you do it, if you're like really good with it, you can keep your chain alive by shooting the Wonderstone, and then as soon as the Wonderstone dies, you don't drop your chain and you start shooting something else, and you can keep the chain going like that. It's just really, really hard. Because the tiniest slip up will just cost.
It kind of happens naturally on like stage 6 enemy rush.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the last spam with Marissa R2 especially is like a great example, or basically just any shot with the last spam, because there's just so many enemies.
Sadly, we don't see the cool grade strats on UEMAN non-2 and non-3 from Norimiko, but if
we
cancel
strats
Kero,
on Norimiko?
I think Kero does the greys on non-3 at least, but
yes.
Hopefully we'll see that again. Because I might have maybe missed it the first one because I was focusing on other stuff. There's too much going on.
It's funny to see the Y2 focus shot being combined with Y2 hyper. I mean Y1 focus shot, sorry. Hey?
Alright. Human final for Norimiko. This spell is a bit weird. But the general strategy is you want to spawn graze the circle that comes out of human every wave, and get the hyper, cancel the bullets, and repeat until you get the stone. And of course, as any end of the boss, you'll want to do the tech where you summon a stone right as you kill the boss.
Because you don't have enough time to get that PG just got.
It's gonna be quite close if Norimiko gets the last stone here or not. I don't think he's gonna get it, unfortunately.
No, maybe not.
Maybe? Because the arrows do spawn a decent amount of gems. It's just like barely not enough.
Unlucky.
Oh, KG got teleported by something? I don't know what killed him.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, because I feel like for the scores we have up now, like dying is actually like really, really bad if you want to beat Kero's run. Like at this point, it actually matters quite a lot.
It's interesting to see KG actually continue this.
I feel like generally he doesn't like resetting that much, at least from what I've seen of him playing this game. Like he will continue a run even if it dies quite a bit, which is kind of cool. Like
maybe he doesn't just like 100% care too much about winning.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to deliver a really good run.
He just wants to show off the stones. Like when I played this game during the first month, like my 19.2, the fixed run, like it dies like 10 times, but I just didn't care. I just kept going.
Okay, Norimiko's on got parries again. Yeah, look at this. The frogs are pretty much insta-killing all of the crystals, which not only pretty much instantly gets a chain high enough to spawn another stone, but it also gets you so many point items, so many gems.
Yeah.
You just get everything you could possibly want.
Yeah, it can be really hard to actually like tell what's happening on screen here, because like the items in the crystals are so tightly packed, but each ring that one of those big fairy shoots of like the crystal enemies is worth, I think it's like 2.5 Wonderstones basically in point items.
Yeah, I got
like,
quickly lost trying to explain it.
Like, it kind of gets to the point where you would, like, not even care about the Wonderstone on screen just to make sure you can kill all the fairies, because I'm not sure how it goes for the the non-Marissa R2 shots, but with Marissa R2 you need to focus a lot on killing the fairies as fast as possible to get as many fairies in during that section to get, like, an extra ring. It's really, really tricky. And the fairies have random horizontal spawn positions and movement after the first one spawns in. The first one will always spawn right in the middle. So it's it kind of requires a lot of intuition.
I guess when you have frogs, it's better to not have hyper than to have it in this specific case.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't really have experience with the Y2 hyper, so I can't really talk about the details, but I'm sure there's a lot of nuance that goes into managing both the hyper and the stone gauge during a section like that.
Yeah, I saw that Norimiko often crushed his hyper on the column of red bullets that came out of the diamond-like thingies on screen.
Yeah,
and
I think that's to help killing with the... It's to help kill the big fairy as fast as possible, because there's so many bullets there, and then all of them like home in onto the big fairy after you've killed all of the crystals. There's nothing else on screen.
Yeah, that
just
also
helped
that
Kero went back to doing runs and seemingly with the same loadout.
Yeah. I should really watch Kero more, it's just that there's always either Keiji or Norimiko who are further into the game.
Okay, let's do this. As soon as Kero enters stage 3, I want you all to look at... Oh. Died? Okay, he's continuing.
He can still continue, he has the lead anyway.
As soon as he enters stage 3, I want you all to look at his strats for the first half, because he does some crazy things on the fairies.
I remembered about Kero's stage 3 strats, but I didn't actually notice if he actually did them during his run.
Yeah, I guess we didn't get to talk about it too when players were in stage 3, but there are some sections in this game.
Kero cooked up some like insane, malicious stuff for stage 3.
Yeah.
I think in the spirit clip he did it as G1 main, but I think this is applicable to most stones.
Yeah, this game is cool in the sense that if you like learn one hyper, you can probably like translate a lot of the strats to like if you were to play another hyper. Of course, there are some hyper exclusive strats, like with Y2 especially. There's going to be a lot, but
yeah, but overall this game is very transferable.
Yes.
You don't really like learn completely different routes for different shots, like it's, I don't know, TD or something.
Like a lot of the stone kills are just going to be done without the hyper up. And you can also just do like the same routes for a lot of the stage sections. Well, again, I'm kind of LARPing because I've only played Marissa R2, but I'd imagine that's how it goes. From what I've heard of all the Japanese players, it's like quite easy to play all the shots in FW if you can play one of them.
I mean, I played R2 and B1, so I can, on normal, I kinda agree with the Japanese players.
I would imagine that Y2 is the best for getting into the game, like, because it makes the survival requirement just so much easier, because like the Y2 just like trivializes a lot of the survival in some sections compared to the other hypers.
Yeah, Y2 is just so infamous on the survival side of this game.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with the take that going from a shot to another is really easy, because when I played the game in September and sweeped the board on hard Marissa, it was really easy to go from a shot to the other, because as you said, the routes didn't really change much, and if they did, it was for those weird shots like yellow 1 and green 2, and for those I had a really bad time, but that's expected, because the strats you do for them are very cursed.
Yeah, I'm really not familiar at all with like the bad shots in this game. Like what they have to kind of sacrifice in order to like just be workable. But okay, yeah, Kero is going to be in stage 3 any second now. We have Chimi Final happening.
Alright, a little preview.
The turkey mesh shot again.
A little preview of what's going to happen. After the opener, there's going to be a section where fairies spawn as soon as you kill the previous fairy. So what it's going to do is it's going to be like at the POC line, and graze the ring of bullets that comes out of the fairies, summon a stone, and then kill the next fairy again, then use the red 2 to kill the Wonderstone, and repeat as much as possible. It's really difficult because of the random spawn position of the Wonderstones and the fairies, and there's a really good chance of you dying if you don't pay attention, but you manage it very well.
It looks so clean when he does it like that.
He didn't do the most, how do I say this, the most insane version of the strat since he was playing R2, so he did speed kill most of the fairies, but he still managed to sneak a few spawn grazes in. If he played something like G1 main, he definitely would have gone pretty much all in on the spawn grazes, and it definitely would have been cinema, I'd say.
Well, this strat is just optimal.
The spawn grazes are quite scary because, like, as soon as those fairies shoot, they have these 3 smaller fairies that like orbit them, and it's really easy to run into those because.
Yeah, you still have the planet fairies to worry about.
Yeah. The thing with the hyper breaks in this game is that while you like get a certain, like, a nice length of like bullet cancelling around you while you're breaking the hyper, you get barely any iframes. So if you run into an enemy, like, after you break a hyper, you'll just die immediately. And when it comes to like a spawn graze like that, where there's fairies around the thing you're trying to spawn graze, it's really easy to die.
We should call them fidget spinner fairies.
What Oscar just said is extremely important on the bosses as well, because you can't exactly stay on the spawner of the bullets, because that way you'll just die. In fact, on the stage 1 boss, which I don't remember the name of, and stage 3 boss, I don't remember the name, sorry.
Stage 1 is Ubame and stage 3 is Nareko.
Score player problems.
Okay, thank you. On Ubame, Nareko, and Yuiman, you'll just move a little bit away from the spawner and just sidestep so that you don't stay on the spawner, because otherwise you'll get killed.
Yeah, I feel like bullet behavior, like when it comes to grazing and like the spawn grazing and cancelling, is so weird in this game. It's like you can like graze a bullet like while it's being cancelled on the same frame or something like this, but you can also like die to the bullet in the same manner if you go on top of it, even though it's getting cancelled. Like, I mean, I don't know how it like works technically, it's just, it feels kind of odd. I have no idea if this is PB pace for Norimiko again. I'm sorry, I don't know the numbers.
It does look like it. When I just eyeball it, then it does look like it, but it's eyeballing it is not really the best way to judge someone's face.
Like, I'm gonna be real, even if we were playing fixed, I still wouldn't remember the numbers. It's just been a while.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on Kero's screen, we have Nareko on 1, which is really easy because you just do 2 hyper breaks on non-1. On non-2, you can't sit on top of Nareko because of the way those lasers spawn. Like, there's this huge clump of lasers above Nareko, which acts as a spawner, so you can't just head sit. And if you just stay a little bit away from the spawner, you don't get enough grace to immediately get another hyper, which means you'll just die if you stay on top of her. So that's the reason why non-2 will be done mostly at the bottom. And for non-3, the strat is to stay on top, do 1 break, and then go to the side, and then go back to the top again.
Okay, but you can see Kero is bombing non-2. I guess it's just to set up, because you still get a decent amount of like stone gauge from bombing this. Yeah. I guess it's worth it to use 2 bombs. Like, he has a lot of bombs. I'm sorry, I don't really know when it's like a good idea or not to bomb that. I'm not really familiar with like the details. But yeah, now that he's killed the stone, he's just gonna wait it out. And this spell to Nareko is kind of cool because you can like graze it's aimed at you like the wall, so you can go to the side to make it like longer, and then you graze the entire thing, and then you break at the bottom so you can cancel the entire thing, and then repeat the process over and over again.
This is also very beginner friendly, and I recommend you all to try it if you want to try some FW score. This strat is really easy to perform, and it's honestly very satisfying.
Yeah, it's really fun. And yeah, here comes non-3. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, it's 2 breaks and then 2 breaks and then you go down. not one. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't fit a third Drake in to completely cancel all the lasers because then you won't have a hyper ready for the next wave. But fortunately it's not that bad because you still cancel like most of the lasers and pellets that spawn, so you only have to do like a little bit of dodging.
Oh, he cancelled. Is gonna be a bomb maybe here? Oh, never mind.
He's just gonna skip it.
Yeah, if you don't have, if you have like no gauge entering one of those bursts, there's a chance you don't get the hyper in time and die, which is why.
Yeah.
I remember sometimes like on Nariko 1 for the first wave, I would just bomb it to make sure I would get to the first hyper, and then from there do the break strat.
Yeah, I think the players here have like generally tried to set it up so that they either have a full hyper or most of a hyper going into non-1 just to make sure that they can get into the loop.
Yeah, that's
of like chaining the hypers on it. Oh yeah, and we haven't talked about this final spell at all. This is actually an extremely annoying spell because you see these blue bullets that are spawning around her. Well, they're completely random. And if one of them just happens to spawn on top of you while you're breaking, you're like chaining the hypers on top of her. Even if you're like
just die.
Breaking a hyper, you can still die because you don't actually have iframes doing this. It's actually so annoying because it's completely out of your control as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't think we ever... we didn't talk about this before, but this is one of the spots where Y2 kind of suffers a lot compared to Marissa R2, because the Y2 hyper just kills this after like one wave. There's just too many bullets.
Yeah.
But with the non-damaging hyper shots, you can milk it to the end and get a few extra stones in.
Not a very precise kill on Kero's side, but we are to stage 4.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Norimiko had to bomb.
Something cool Kero is going to do here, I think, is when those little pyramids spawn, he's gonna spawn graze them, maybe.
Is he gonna go for it?
Cage is resetting. Yeah. That's interesting.
I
guess he had a suboptimal Goth Fairy kill.
I mean, fair enough. Because if you mess up on the stage 5 big fairies, it's like a massive loss.
Yeah.
Because each fairy is just worth so much.
Is it like one of those sections that just kind of spirals out of control if you do one part of it incorrectly? Well,
I mean, it's possible for it to spiral out of control, but then there's also just the risk of not killing them fast enough to the point where you lose. Like, you get one fairy less than you would expect, but then there's also the thing where you'd want to delay the last fairy. Like, you would want to not kill it instantly because each fairy would shoot 2 rings of the crystal enemies before running away. So if you delay the last one, you can get an extra ring in like that, but if your count is off and you end up, like, not getting the fairy you were oh no, he died again.
Ooh.
Okay, but I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's like, you have to kind of have confidence in that you're killing enough fairies. Okay, we're still continuing. Which, I mean, I think it's cool that we get to see the full run again. I just don't know if this is gonna actually be, like, improvement pace anymore.
I doubt it. And like again, Kero doesn't have to really fight for improving his pace anymore.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's just gonna lock in and get like the best Goth fairies anyone's ever seen.
Maybe he's just gonna like pull out a 3.6 out of nowhere.
And yeah, I guess if anyone didn't know, the Goth fairies are just the big fairies in stage 5, the ones that shoot the crystal ring. I don't know.
Yeah, we call them because they're basically black and white.
Yeah, I really like that name for them. It's really fitting.
It's crazy how fast this name appeared and caught on, honestly. I'm kind of impressed.
Okay, let's see if Kero gets the double stone pop. He was practicing this just before.
Yes, nice.
Yes, okay, there we go.
Nice! So that's why he was stalling for
he even got the third one, like, summoned in. That's really cool. Yeah. It's
so he basically
timing.
summoned the stone and then instantly had the boss timeout at the mid-boss.
Yeah.
And then that just killed the stone.
I think the stage 4 mid-boss in particular is a bit of an odd one. I don't know if the stage 5 one does this as well, where it's like, after you like kill it, there's like this brief animation where it's dying, and for some reason you could like squeeze an extra stone into that like section. It's strange. I don't know how to properly explain it even.
I think the reason for that is during the animation you can still collect stone fragments. I think that's
yeah,
could be it.
Oh, and yeah, can you like chain like hyper breaks and graze all the Yuma nons, or is it only the third one? I'm not familiar with these. I think the first one isn't dense enough.
You can chain on non 2 as well.
Okay. Let's see if he goes for it. I'd imagine non 3 is by far the easiest one because it's like slower and denser. I don't think I ever properly like managed to get those down, but I don't even remember if that was a thing back when I was playing. And yeah, this... I don't remember. I think Kero stalled this spell one last time. It's like kind of scary to do that because this is just a really hard dodging spell. Like, it's really scary. Especially if she moves down, which I think she... Okay, well now she's moving up, but yeah, he's gonna bomb. Oh yeah, hang on. Norimiko, this is... Can this be free bill? I'm not sure. It really just depends on how many stones he's gonna get. I don't remember also how many items Aria drops. Yeah, definitely improvement pace for sure. It's like already improved as long as we get the clear bonus.
He'd still need like 3.2 billion to catch up to KG.
Unfortunately had to bomb there again, because the thing with this spell is like you really wouldn't want to be bombing, it's just so hard, like you can't help it. Because while you're bombing you just don't get any chain as Marissa. I think it could free Bill, honestly. If he gets 2 more stones, which he should. Oh, did Kero die again? I missed it. It's gonna be like barely free Bill for Norimiko, it's just not like a 2.99. I kind of just... I'm not like... Because I still don't know, actually. I should really try and pay attention to how much score they're actually getting from a Wonder Stone kill. I don't think he wanted to die there yet.
Yeah, no.
Because it's gonna de-level the stones. Like, the last stone you'd kind of expect to get as a level 1, just because, like, dodging Goose for that long without dying is kind of like a bit of a tall order. But if you can delay, like, the phase 1 and phase 2 dying, it would be good.
Norimiko's getting a bit unlucky with the backwards bullet spawns.
Oh, and yeah, okay, here we go. Kero is doing the spawn grazing, like the chaining. Because it's like, you have to avoid the spawners, right, because you can just die to them instantly. You have to kind of like be in between them. But they also move in this kind of... It's kind of a strange way that they move. But I'm sure it's just kind of muscle memory. I just haven't done it myself, so I can't comment.
The way you do non-free grace is that you always cancel at a certain point of the pattern, and if you cancel always in the same point, you'll have to rotate by a certain amount and then
makes sense.
Go inside.
Makes sense. Okay, here we go. Last stone for Norimiko coming in. I don't know how many stones Y2 is gonna have in the clear bonus. It might just like barely not be enough. It's gonna be so close.
No.
No,
I don't think it's gonna be 140 stones. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, 2.992. You actually predicted the score, because like you said, 2.99 at some point.
Yeah. Okay, GG's. GG's still really close to PB. Just unfortunately, just like 8 mil off of that free bill mark.
Very unfortunate, but it's still score improvement.
Yep. And he still has time to do another one. We still have 21 minutes.
I can't believe after all this time we still have 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
This is a long one.
I mean, yeah, this is just a very long game. It's like LOL K tier length if you're timing down everything.
I'm glad that this match has been as good as it's been.
Yeah. Even though I feel like we still haven't been talking about the game enough. I don't know. Because I feel like this time around, like with a lot... I don't know.
I do feel like we've actually talked about the game itself rather extensively. Like, we've noticed the fact that we were lacking in that aspect earlier.
Yeah, because this is the kind of stuff where I'm actually... Oh no, Kero timed out Human Final for no real reason. Because he doesn't get the items from that now. But But yeah, I was about to say, I feel like I'm kind of just like more focused on the watching here because I'm like learning at the same time. With LoLK yesterday, I like already know all the strats, so it feels easy to commentate. But now it's like
we all have to watch anyway. Yeah.
I'm really not sure what this pace is going to be like for Kero because I feel like there's been quite a lot of score loss already.
Yeah.
But let's see, he's going to get the good Goth Fairy's trust.
For me, I feel like I've mostly just been focusing on things where I can interject, because there isn't really anything that I can say that you guys can't say.
Honestly, for paces I'm clueless as well. That's the one thing I don't know.
I think we all are clueless on this in this aspect.
Okay. Here it comes,
Go
I don't remember how many moves she wants to kill. I think she wants to kill 8 fairies before delaying the last one.
Oh, that's spawned.
Okay.
I haven't even been counted.
Again.
You can see him constantly getting hit by the red bullets in order to reset his hyper, essentially.
Yeah. And it's kind of awkward. Okay, here we go. So he's stalling the last fairy, because he knows he's not going to get another one after this. And there you can see the extra ring.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
This is how you want to do it.
And yeah, there's just like so much going on that section, because you need to make sure that you're not killing the fairy too early, but you really don't want to delay the kill after it shot the ring, but then you also want to be trying to hit the Wonderstone with your shot at the same time. At least Marissa R2, the shot is very wide. So as long as the stone and the fairy aren't like...
big money.
Yeah. As long as the stone and the fairy aren't like completely at the opposite sides of the screen, you can kill both. It's just a lot of extra work you have to put in to make sure the stone is dying as well.
You also cannot just shoot constantly on top of the fairy, because otherwise you may kill it too soon.
It kind of looked to me like Kero was like controlling his damage more by like moving away from it instead of releasing the shot key, but I don't know. I mean, both will work definitely. Okay, well, the one thing I remember from Kero's previous one is that he got like barely free build into Arya, so we can kind of use that to gauge what the pace is going to be this time around when he gets there. And yeah, Marissa here as well, she will just bomb as soon as the stone spawns because, okay, well not at the end because there are no more wisps spawning, but it's like too hard to POC all of that while the wisps are spawning in. And it's not like the penalty from the bomb of like not being able to generate stone gauge is that bad when you already have a stone up, because it's not like you'll be generating the gauge while the stone is alive.
And here comes the survival.
Yeah, Touhou Himenons unfortunately just aren't that interesting.
Yeah.
It's mostly just being able to react to how the stone spawns, because you're going to be in like different parts of the pattern at different times. Like, you can't control the stone spawning in like to that precise of a degree. Like, you need to be able to like kind of react to it coming in.
You also need to pay attention because non-2 is kind of threatening.
Yeah, that's true though. Non-2. And also this first spell, I think I've seen KG and Kero timing this down. I feel like it's really scary to do that, but I guess it's just worth it at this level.
This spell is just extremely difficult to read, honestly.
Yeah. And
Maybe
the hyper breaks don't really save you, because hyper breaks only cancel the bullets that have like already bounced, I think. So if you get hit by a bullet that's coming straight from Touhou Hime, you will just die even if you have a hyper up. And it's kind of like this weird omnidirectional reading. Maybe if you practice it enough it gets like very consistent, but I don't know. It just looks really, really scary to me. But Kero's doing a fine job at it. I guess if you go to the side a bit it gets easier. He's not dodging it like directly under her.
Nice.
And yeah, now the stone is going to come in soon for Kero. It's kind of annoying actually on these gnomes, because if you happen to be like dodging it all the way at the right side and it spawns at the left, you're just going to be forced to kill it later, but you can see... Yeah, like this, like he's just going to have to take a long time to go kill it.
Okay.
At least he had the hyper up, so it like dies instantly when he gets on top of it. And another thing with the stone gauge is that like the decay of the stone gauge like slows down the longer the stone is left alive, so even if it takes you a little bit longer to kill a stone, it's not like that horrible, because most of the loss is going to come in like while the stone is still spawning, if that makes sense.
Ouch! Yeah, that's non 2 for you.
Yeah. And yeah, again, this spell 2 is so funny to me because on lower difficulties, Toyohime actually like stops shooting and she moves at certain intervals, but on Lunatic she just never stops moving, so you don't have to worry about her moving at all. Like, you purely just dodge the walls before they kind of fold open like that, or expand, or whatever you want to call it. I think it actually would be like optimal to do this at the bottom because you can spawn graze the, or like constantly graze the like slow bullets that are like bouncing up at the bottom, but that's like actually hard. Okay, he's going down though, but I guess he just needed to kill it fast.
Yeah. Alright, Spell Free is up next. Oscar, how do you feel about Spell Free?
Honestly, I think it's like the coolest strat in the game. Or at least the coolest graze in the game. It's really fun to play, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it's great.
R2. Because like you have to be counting how many times Toyohime has shot to know when to move. And then you also need to be like moving at a rather specific time so that she doesn't ram into you. And then you also have to be taking the stone into account while all of this is happening. It's so good. Sometimes you can just kill the stone while staying on top of Toyohime, but other times you'll have to rush all the way to the opposite. Oh no, and he doesn't have... Okay, he got his hyper from the stone. That was actually really good timing. And then you also have to like react to whether or not you actually like get hit by the rings or not. There's just so much going on here. It's really cool.
Honestly, as Marisa Red 2, it's just an option to just wiggle on top of Toyohime to guarantee the breaks.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a thing you can do.
And yeah, I think it was like mentioned earlier, but like right there, that Wonderstone spawned really close to where both Toyohime and Kero were. And the thing with the Wonderstones is that they can really troll you with the movement sometimes. Like they can start moving as soon as they spawn in. Like you can see this green one is doing now. He just moved twice, like immediately. So you really have to take that into account. You always need to give yourself a little like buffer of distance between you and the stone, just in case it decides to move towards you out of nowhere. It's like, I mean, I could see why you would think it's really annoying, but I just think it's funny. I think the Wonderstones are so funny.
Oh, yeah,
it's like they just really move however they want to, and you just have to deal with it.
Right.
And yeah, his
down here for the double. I mean, not double.
Yeah, his hyper gauge was quite low entering this spell, so unfortunately you would have to stall it quite a lot. The thing is that bombing this is actually really juicy. You get a lot of graze from those lasers. It's just that... Yeah. Oh, nice!
Oh,
wait,
he actually got 2 summons?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he got actually, yeah, that's a thing you can do there. I completely missed if he did it on the last run. Because, like, the stone dies as soon as the spell dies, but then he got a bunch of gems from spawn grazing the laser. I think that actually was intentional. I just completely missed whether he did that on the last run or not.
I didn't know you could actually do a double at the end of a boss fight.
Yeah, it's purely from the dropped stones. Oh, and he
immediately die afterwards. That's very unfortunate.
Oh no, I think that Def loses a stone summon as well. You would want to get 2 stones there. I think I've seen him do 2 stones there.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
This section is also really funny.
Yeah. This is another one of those where you could like... You can hyper break and go up to POC, but the thing is you still need to be careful that you don't go on top of those spawners because he will still die, even while the hyper is cancelling all the bullets.
Oh, he had to bomb, unlucky.
Yeah.
Optimally here, you just cycle hypers and break stones in a cycle so that you can POC, and by moving up you create enough room and space for you to dodge and get the next hyper. Because if you just... if you don't do that, then it just becomes undodgeable and you have to bomb. And by bombing again, Marisa can't chain, so you'll just miss on a Wonderstone.
Oh, this is a slightly unfortunate transition into the spam section. He doesn't have a hyper up.
I guess that wasn't too bad. He can get a hyper really quickly on this section.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's just you're still kind of... You might lose a stone because of that, because they're just coming in so fast here. I don't think it's going to be free. Yeah, this is like, what is it, 50 mil behind the previous one. So I don't think this is going to update. Oh yeah, he knows at this point, I think. But it's not enough. He would still be able to finish Arya and start another run, but maybe he wants... I wonder... He's just thinking, I feel like, whether he wants to restart already or finish this one out.
Yeah, resetting here would be fair.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I really don't see how he would make up the score, like, deficiency at this point. But, I mean, finishing runs, it's just, like, nice and cool and satisfying to finish a run.
Yeah.
Especially when you already have a run and you could just finish another one, just like, yeah.
We love finishing runs in this house.
I'm not sure what KG is doing. Oh, okay, he's like... That was like actually an intentional death on that record final just to spawn graze it to get the extra stone in, I think. I'm not sure if he would have gotten that in if he just timed it down fully, like no miss, no bomb. Maybe the hyper would have killed her early anyway.
Was he also out of bombs? Didn't notice.
I didn't notice either, I just saw the part where he died.
Interesting.
I feel like that's a case where you could argue that like an intentional, like a death actually is good in this game. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, that's so bad because he had to grade the items as well. Unfortunate.
Yeah, the game unfortunately isn't being as nice to the players anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, here we can see Kero doing the... You can do this on every wave of the first spell. Because, like, the bullets will not spawn on top of you, so you can just kind of...
Yeah.
Start it really close to her. You get a lot of graze like this. And then when the bullets start moving, you, like, break your hyper and then just, like, do this little, like, loop around her just to make sure you don't actually have to dodge that much while the next wave starts.
I've never actually seen this. I mostly just know about the, like, bullet ceiling for survival, but I've never seen this.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing though is like what's happening here now is if you don't happen to have your hyper up, well I guess that wasn't the worst timing ever, but if you don't have your hyper up while the stone is spawning, or the next wave is spawning in while the stone is spawning, you might have to delay your kill a little bit. First, I think this is a cool strat.
Yep, I really like this.
And also for these... Oh, KG reset. I was about to say for these Arganons, it's not like FW extra where like... Because Nina has a massive hitbox, so you actually need to be like really careful about how you spawn graze, but Arya's hitbox is not that big, so these grazes are quite lenient. As long as you like give yourself an adequate buffer of movement like between you and the boss. I guess Non-2 is a little bit scary because she moves more often.
Yeah, I was about to say that if Arya had the Nina hitbox, Non-2 would be hell.
Yeah, I don't want to even imagine what that would be like. Well, okay, I haven't really played FW Extra. I just tested it like a few days ago, and Nina's hitbox felt like so disgustingly big. Like, how do you even spawn graze that for like the entire run? Okay, I hope we're gonna see that instant stone cancel technology on this spell. I don't think we mentioned it. Maybe we mentioned it, but yeah, you can seal spell 2 by like standing behind the spawner. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
I think he wants to keep the spell card bonus here. He's trying to keep it because Arya's spell card bonus is actually like not complete poverty for Fixless. It's like a 10 mil right now. Oh, but he's gonna bomb it. Okay, fair enough. He just wants the instant stone pop. Okay, let's see.
Yep.
So right now, okay.
Yes.
That was like
nice.
Yeah, that was good. It's not like the perfect timing, but it doesn't matter because the thing is that if the like dialogue kills the stone, you don't get that big like instant gauge drop you get if the player were to kill the stone manually. So like his gauge is basically full already again.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. It's
that's
like
the
really
magic
cool technology.
That's the magic of boss insta kills.
Yeah, you can also do this on the next spell because she has dialogue after the next spell as well.
I wonder if we'll actually see it.
I would imagine, because I think it's very optimal to go for both of them. It just kind of depends on how the spell goes, I suppose. If you like mess up the timing and don't get enough gauge.
Get every insta in the game.
Yeah. I just imagine that some of the more precise ones are like on the stage sections are a bit much for humans at the moment. But these boss ones aren't really. These boss ones aren't that bad.
I don't think he's going to update. Like there have been a few mistakes in the previous stages, enough to make PBing pretty much not really feasible.
Yeah, he's like 50 mil behind into Avia compared to the previous one, and this is kind of sus. If you don't seal them, it gets kind of sus dodging this.
It's kind of sad that the other two players were just in stage 1.
He's doing it though. Wow.
Yeah, he's doing it. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, if you seal it like this, it becomes so much more manageable. Way less like omnidirectional angle dodging.
Even for survival, like sealing this spell is just like so important, because like if you don't do it, then you have to do a lot more awkward dodging, like assuming that it isn't even impossible.
The spell also has the quirk where if like the firing of the next wave is just dependent on how many bullets are on screen. So like if you were to break your hyper to try and make dodging easier, she would just shoot the next wave faster. So you actually like want to stall it down like this. But okay, so here comes okay. Unfortunately, that was like not. Oh wait, yeah, no. Sorry, I'm just completely misremembering.
Using the boss as a shield, the summon, I mean.
I thought the dialogue was after that spell, but it's after the next spell, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, my bad. I just completely forgot. Yeah. Yeah, it's after Danmako Fossil.
I call it Sun Spell, but I don't know the name of the spell, honestly.
It's Danmako Fossil.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I have a friend who calls it Pac-Man, I guess because you're in a labyrinth.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have 4 minutes of reset. Actually, is Kero gonna be able to start another run? Because like Arya is really long. If he times down everything, I don't think he's actually gonna have enough time to start another run. You might want to like speed kill Goose or like reset by now if you want to actually like PB again. But like,
I like the idea of like intentionally foregoing stalling shots so you can start another run.
Yeah, but like again, like he already got like world record by 60 mil. You really can't blame him for not caring that much anymore. Like he's already done what I assume he set out to do.
It's a bit sad that he didn't use that he didn't switch to another shot. It would be cool to like see another hyper in action.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting KG at least to like switch around the shots a lot more, but he's just stuck to Y2 for the entire match.
I'd love to at least see like G1 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fair to just play the same shot for the entire match so you can be like more locked in on that shot's strats, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
It could have gone either way.
It's true that transferring between shots is pretty easy, but at high level there are a few timings that are shot specific, and locking in on them is probably the best idea for TWC.
Yeah, definitely. It's mainly just for the content
like
if you wanted to play lots of
shots. Like, he has like what, 8 world records in this game.
Also, yeah, it takes so long to stall this spell because as time goes down, that spell becomes just like quite impossible, so you'll have to do this thing where you just hyper break and bomb and it takes a while. Yeah, he's just not going to have enough time to do another one. After this fight takes way longer than 3 minutes till the end.
Fun fact, this non is the same on normal as it is on Lunatic.
Or is it actually identical? Oh yeah, that's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're playing on normal, you still have to deal with exactly this non. Bayana. Right.
Yeah, I think survival players have some troubles on this non, but the thing is for scoring you can use resources, so it's like okay, even if I had to open my mouth.
You can use resources to prevent exactly this from happening.
Yeah, it's mostly comes down to like for survival you can't do this for that long because the stone can screw you over, but in scoring it's fine to like expend some resources like a hyper break or something.
This one, then he definitely isn't going to have time for another. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to do this and the next spell and Brocade and Goose in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, Goose alone is 2 minutes, isn't it? Like, why are the timers so long? Look at this, it's like 78 seconds or something, I think this starts at.
Yeah, those are Lennon timers, basically.
Yeah, no, these are like LOLKX timers. Well, I guess like PCB and I actually have the longest timers.
Unnecessary long timers, I just think of Lennon, because like I watched like EE scoring some time ago, and like it felt like every single pattern had a 100-second timer.
I think in RMI the extra patterns aren't actually like that long. I don't know, it's been a while since I played that.
By the way, on that last non, in case you don't want to do the spot up at the top, I think I've seen Kipinyanko doing it at the bottom, and on each wave he moves to the bottom left corner. I think that's also viable.
Yeah. I just don't know, because I feel like there's so many different combinations you can get for the bot, like dodging that non at the bottom. I don't know how well survival players have actually like figured that out. I'm quite clueless when it comes to survival nowadays.
Same. I just know
over 30 seconds left of resets, so...
Yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, Kero is not going to have enough time to do another one, and both KG and Norimiko are starting stage 1, so if things go
this is
badly, we might just...
Not exactly a good place to have final run.
Yeah. I guess at least Kero is showing with this, he's going to get another 3.4, I think. Actually...
Looks like it.
Yeah. I mean, even if
to show that at least he's consistent at getting that.
3.3 billion.
Okay, here we go. Final one.
Final run!
Yeah, getting 2 high-level runs in is also really cool.
Yeah, now the real...
And it goes to show that, like... Goes to show that he, like, died a lot, but you can still get a high score in this game. Like, really, dying isn't the end of the world. It's just, like, very top-level optimizations, like, would kind of force you to no-miss.
Yeah.
If you wanted, like, a very, very optimized score.
Oh no, KG! He died before the mid-boss.
Oh! This is what I mean.
Actually,
this is basically final run tragic.
The thing is, though, that he hasn't even killed more than, like, a few stones, so I don't think it's that big of a loss. Because, like, not all of them are UND leveling. They're already level 1, you know?
Okay, now we got Stone Goddess.
Actually, I don't think Kero is going to get 3.4, but it's going to be like a high 3.3. Which is like still better than anyone else can do in this game.
Like mid 3.3 billion.
Well, yes, 2 stones to go, so that's gonna be like 25 mil.
They're gonna be low level though, I think. But yeah, let's see.
You were still going to see a surprise clutch winning round from KG.
It could definitely happen. I think his PB did have like some dying as well when I watched it, but I might be misremembering. Also, it's kind of because I can't really tell if they're actually hitting all the summons they'd want to, because it can be kind of hard to actually tell what like the intended stone route is in some sections if you don't like know it beforehand.
I can't tell if Kero killed himself on purpose. It feels like he just awkwardly
on this spell it's fine to just die. It doesn't matter, like for the last stone you would kind of expect them to be low level anyway.
I guess if you died a few times before this spell, then your stone level is probably not very high anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like he's fighting for it though. Yeah, okay, cool. There's some good dodging at least.
Oh, what?
But yeah, this spell is just it's funny. You can't really expect anyone to dodge it like consistently. It's just too much, especially like timing down the red phase or the final phase. But yeah, there we go. There's the last stone, and that again it doesn't matter because the stone is already level 1.
And GG.
It's like 3.38. Oh wait, no.
Still 3.4
he got so many
billion.
stars.
Surprising. That's still better than what we expected. Honestly.
Yeah, I completely misremembered what the clear bonus is going to be. Okay, GG.
TM.
Yeah, nice, you got more stones than I expected. Okay, cool.
Yeah, getting to 3.4 billion runs at TFC is just still a huge achievement. Definitely a show of power.
Also, KG and Norimiko are again almost perfectly synced. Like at the beginning.
Yeah, they've been doing this for so much of the match, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, I guess it is the same Hyperstone, it's just a different, like, character they've chosen. But the strats really won't differ that much, at least on bosses.
I think we're gonna be here for quite a while if the players don't like end up train wrecking and just quitting.
Yeah, I think it's still gonna be like a 40-minute match, assuming these players finish. Long game, everybody. Long game.
We've still got a long way to go. But I'm sure it will be rather fruitful. I'm sure we'll have something great to wait for.
I think KG's score is actually really low looking at it, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure how much that death in stage 1 actually cost him, because I don't think it should have mattered that much, but maybe it did.
I really hope this isn't a game where even at top level runs can just be decided by stage 1.
I don't think that's the case, it's just he's gonna have to just not make as many mistakes now for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I guess he still has a bit less room for error in later parts of the game.
I think he's like 30 mil behind Norimiko's pace, like from like a minute ago on the same section. I don't remember what he had on the previous runs.
But still, if getting the winning run is still possible for him, then that's all that matters for him. For me.
Yeah. It's just funny because like we don't really know the potential, so it's just kind of a guessing game.
Yeah, right now. we're just winging it.
This is just purely speculation. I think he got like the instant pop right before the mid boss spawn, but I think the mid boss like summon itself was quite basic.
Okay.
He didn't get the extra one. Because the thing with those like mid boss summons is that like you would want your stone like before the mid boss to die at a certain time, so that the stone you summon during the mid-non dies just as the mid-non dies. But if you summon the stone too early before the mid-non, then it's just gonna inevitably summon the stone too early on the mid-non. In which case you can't do the instant like resummon when the mid-non dies. I don't know if that made any sense. I feel like I said mid-non way too many times.
I guess,
Yeah,
kind of.
It's
Honestly,
a bit
I'm a bit
complicated.
fatigued at this point, so a lot of stuff just flies over my head, even when it's explained. For a minute, did you account for all the cancel lag? I'm sure we did. I'm sure we did.
Norimiko definitely had some laggy Y2 cancels. I don't remember if KG did. I haven't been paying that close attention to
I think all of them did. I think Y2 is just normally this laggy.
Yeah.
I think bullet cancels in modern Touhou games are a bit heavy on the CPU.
yeah, the cancels are not that well optimized.
I don't know about you guys, but when I did some single pattern practice with THPrac and Yellow 2 on my old PC, I used to get like 20% slowdown on those replays.
Jesus Christ. It's funny, you just play Yellow 2 and your replay has like 30% slowdown rate.
Yeah.
At least it's better than the game crashing. Yeah, we got 2 chibis on the screen. Nothing really too much to talk about here.
This is quite a fun boss in my opinion. It's just like, it's mostly just
agree,
hard
but it's just like
survival.
when you watch this boss in a score run, there just isn't too much to take note of,
there's no like big raises or anything like that. It's mostly using the hypers to kind of try to avoid dodging whenever you can, but
yeah, when you're just using hypers and just getting optimal bullet cancels from stone. Just
Gagey died to stone one. Which is like completely understand. Like all of her patterns are like scary. Like, especially non 2, but like all of them. If you're not bombing or using hypers to cheese them, it's like scary dodging all around. The final also has this funny thing where the bullet hitboxes are like grossly off. So it's like only the tail of the fireballs that actually hits you, and you can be inside the like ball part of the sprite itself and not die.
Jimmy non 2 is just gross. Look at this. What?
Why is he not bombing? That was so sus.
Off topic, I love this HP music.
I think he was kind of trying to recover from the death in both stage 1 and now, but it just ended up kind of costing.
Did he die again and he missed it?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's very sad.
I think it's looking...
I think
our rankings are looking quite locked in at this point.
More and more like it's already decided.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing as well, as someone in the chat is mentioning, like, if you die once, all your level 5 stones go to level 3, but if you die again, all your level 3 stones go to level 1, and I think it ends up being like a bigger loss to die twice in like quick succession compared to
dying twice
twice like in separate occasions, because you just get more even lower valued stones, if that makes sense.
Well, the first death lowers the level by 3, so you get to a level 2 stone, right?
I think it's only 2 levels, like...
It's 2 or 3.
I'm quite sure it's only 2, because you go from 5 to 3.
I'm
quite sure that's how it works.
3 levels.
We will have to test this. Okay, the next time someone dies, we need to be looking at the level of the stones. I mean, hopefully no one dies anymore, but like, just in case, at least it would be good learning.
Nobody truly knows how this game works, not even the comms.
Yeah. I'm so sure it's only 2 levels. Like, it's just been a while, so I can't like actually be super confident in that anymore. Because like, if it was free, it would be like the second death wouldn't even matter that much anymore.
I hope the players. I hope the players just stop dying, just so that we don't learn the truth about stone level decay.
Norimiko is on all the level 5 stones, so as soon as he dies, all eyes on him.
Yeah. I think that bomb came a bit early because of the rings. I'm not sure if this is gonna kill all the fairies. Because the thing with this end fairy is that it only starts shooting like the wisps faster once you kill all of its little orbiting fairies. And with Marissa, the bomb is used at a certain time to make sure they all die fast, but I think he lost like a 1 set of wisps. Which is not ideal because they drop point items and you also want them for the summoning the stone.
I don't know if Norimiko is capable of doing it, but I hope he just randomly pulls up a gold rank. It's like he's by like 200 million.
Yeah, I don't know if his route gets that, but PB would definitely be cool.
Yeah, I really hope he gets a great run at the end. It would be nice to get some final run magic for once.
Yeah, especially considering he like barely missed the free bill mark, it would be cool to see that at least.
The tail end of this match hasn't been too nice for the players, so I hope there's a light at the end of that tunnel.
Actually, hang on, like, I guess Marissa Y2 is actually rated a little bit higher for TWC score than Vaymo Y2, because Norimiko would need a 3.91 to beat KG's 3.16, and KG's using Vaymo. I didn't really think about that before. I just kind of assumed that they were playing the same shot, even though it's like...
I mean, I assume he's not going to beat KG, but it would at least be nice to see a PB as already established.
Yeah. Also, you could see that Norimiko just completely ignored like POCing the items there, which like might look strange, but then you remember that his items are worth 10 score right now, because he's gone like on the pivot underflow or overflow, whatever you call it again. But the nice thing about Narakonons is you can get back to 200 really fast. So now the Wonder Stones are going to actually start making good score again.
Nariko is basically one of the 2 main sources of PAV along with Obama.
Yeah.
Is the stream's kinda dying? The stream's just kinda dying on my end. Okay, I can't tell if the screen share that has problems or the player streams.
Yeah, I have both like the TRS stream open and then I also have the like the Discord VC stream. So just in case the Discord one goes down. Oh yeah, and by the way, for the first non-spell on Nareko, maybe you can't see it, but the players actually like wiggle around at the top just to make sure they get hit as early as possible. Because the lasers are like randomly rotated, like how they spawn, so you want to make sure you're like getting hit by the first one, because if you don't, I think it messes up your like hyper chaining. You don't have enough gauge to like chain it, or something like that.
When you played enough scoring, you know how deceptively problematic intentionally killing yourself can sometimes be.
Yep. Yeah, especially in this game where you have like the 1 pixel per hitbox.
Yeah.
It can be quite hard to run into a bullet sometimes. At least with the lasers, it's quite consistent because you know it's like lasers are just way easier to get hit by some small bullets.
Yeah, a little fun fact: the players' hitboxes in this game are actually bugged, and their size is set to 0, which results in it just being a single pixel.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really nice for dodging, but it just means that some like intentional breaks might be a bit harder than you'd want them to be.
But I'm very happy that the hurt box in this game is the way it is, honestly. If the game actually had a normal player hurt box, it would have been kind of wild.
Yeah, this game especially really needs it.
Yeah, this game like needs this bug more than any other game in the series.
Yeah, exactly. I also feel like that POC you have to do on this spell, I think it's the penultimate spell for Nariko, is kind of scary because, again, like, even if you break a hyper to cancel all the bullets, you can still die if you go on top of the spawner, so you have to take that into account. I guess it's really not that bad, but still.
Okay, now let's hope that Norimiko doesn't... Oh my god, I was about to mention, let's hope that Norimiko doesn't just get killed in between the iframes, but no, that happened and actually something even worse happened.
No, it's level 2, okay,
by one
sorry,
of the bullets, I think.
Yeah, sorry, I was completely wrong. They do go down by 3 levels instead of 2. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on, like I have to spread a little bit of misinformation.
We're no longer spreading misinformation.
Yeah.
That's really depressing to see that Norimiko was like the only pixel that could kill him.
Yeah. That diff is so annoying because there's nothing you can do about it. There's like no foresight you could have because it's just like this massive radius around Mariko that the bullets spawn, and you kind of have to be close to her if you want to do the scrolling.
There's just no way to really like prevent this or know it's going to happen like ahead of time. Like, it's just going to get you one way or another.
It's like by far the most egregious, like unavoidable dying that happens in this game. It's like that spawn kill. I don't think there's anything else that really has the same. I guess the next worst thing is just the stones deciding to troll you while you're at the top of the screen.
I guess.
But that's like
that's less likely.
Nearly as bad. Yeah. I'm surprised Norimiko isn't raising those
free power
like
rings.
Oh, I missed it if he did. Yeah, it's really not looking that good for KG now, unfortunately.
Snake's not being very nice.
It seemed like pretty good stone getting for Norimiko in the second half of that at least. Yeah. He might still get another one.
Okay, another summon, nice. He actually managed to preserve his chain between the two stone summons.
Yeah, exactly. It's good because if you unfocus, you can be killing the stone at a decent pace, but then also the froggies are like making sure that you keep your chain by hitting the
that's what we talked about before.
Snakes.
Like, we pointed out that it's easy to make that happen like on like stage 6 and a bit harder in other sections of the game, and this is an example of that. It's so nice to finally see it in action.
Alright.
Norimiko seems to actually be pretty good, all things considered. There have been a few stumbles along the way, but it does seem better than KG's current run.
The only death was to unavoidable garbage, so like, I'd say it's going quite well.
It's not really something you can hold against the player.
Yeah, it's like in low if you just get
the game doesn't really care about
like
your feelings or how fair it is, so it still puts a toll on your pace.
Yeah. It's also cool how on this last yin-yang section you can see he's killing the yin-yangs that spawn from the right just with the frogs.
I wonder why he bombed here. Was it just to kill the stone or to save himself?
I think it's just this. I think it's to kill the stone and POC the items. I'm not actually sure. I didn't. It's so hard to pay attention to what like both the gauges are. So
but like, I feel like this stone was found pretty much at the very end of the yin-yang section, so there was like nothing on the screen by the time he bombed.
Maybe it was just to make sure you don't die.
I feel like he would have POC'd anyway. Maybe I'm just thinking too much about it.
Yeah, because the thing is that Mavisa's bomb really doesn't kill the stones that fast, so I feel like we would have died faster if he killed it with the shift spam shot, but I don't know. There's just so much to take into account that might be like hard to even consider while just watching someone play, you know, because you have both the gauges to think about. Okay, here we go, Crystal Snakes for KG. You can see the bomb is helping so much with just like killing them and keeping the chain alive. Oh, but he's dropping the chain. Yeah. Unfortunately dropping the chain, but the thing is that still these enemies give so much like gauge per kill that even if you drop the chain you still get a lot of stones in.
Yeah, I mean most chains in this game are in general really short, so like you don't really have to fear too much about about dropping it in at like 4 hits.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But KG's really going hard on killing those enemies with the revenge bullets, I've noticed.
Yeah. Are we gonna get the... unfortunately didn't get the instant.
Unlucky.
Yeah, this section also makes it pretty easy to keep chain between summons.
Yeah. I mean, here you don't even really need the chain, because you just like kill 3 wisps and you have a stone coming in, it's funny.
Yeah.
I guess it's also, like, the last stone is kind of annoying, because if it spawns on top of the wisps at the right like that, because you would kind of want to leave the wisps at the right alive to get an extra stone in, but if the stone just spawns on top of them, you can't really do that. The stone, like, horizontal spawn RNG is quite
Oh, that's
annoying.
a bad stone location and color.
Yeah. Yeah. The eternal meek stone can be annoying if it spawns while you need to go up.
Every stone, stones come in 4 colors, and this is actually relevant because it determines which bullet pattern they shoot out.
Yeah.
The green stone fires bullets pretty much all around itself in a rapid fire sort of manner, so it can be really tricky when it gets summoned in a section where you have to, for example, go above it and spin around it.
Yeah, the green stones are like the little, it summons like a mini eternal meek, which makes it really bad if you have to go up like the top of the screen. The red stone I feel like is generally the nicest one because it's like completely harmless when you're above it. And then the yellow one is like this aimed spread, which is like, it can be done even if you're quite close to it, like high up on the screen. You just need to take into account that when it's going to fire. But the blue one is kind of like the worst one because it's like this really dense 360 ring that you need.
And
you
higher
cannot
level
be close
stones
to.
actually fire these patterns in higher intensities, so these do get worse if you have a higher stone level, which you do in a score run.
Yeah, I think higher level stones also have a little bit more HP than low ones, but this could be false information.
Also, fun fact, in the pre-release demos, the stones could actually shoot during boss fights.
Yeah, the demo stones were something else. They shot like way more bullets, and they also shot during boss fights. Like
demo FW is legit a game from an alternate universe.
Yeah, demo FW is like completely cooked.
Yeah.
You also got like way less resources, and the powerless was also worse.
Yeah, I like.
And like there was a lot with that game, and I think the Y2 hype actually did more damage in the demo. Like Zoom nerfed it for this game, which is actually ends up being good for score. Because you kill stuff like slower in some situations.
The demos of the past few games have all been cursed, to be honest.
Honestly, I like it because like it makes them more interesting to talk about in retrospect.
Yeah.
Rather than just being like, oh, it's the game, but half of it. Okay, I don't know what Norimiko's pace is, but it doesn't seem like any major train wrecks happened on his side.
Yeah.
Well, while we were looking at KG.
I feel like they're quite close. I wasn't really paying that much attention though to what Norimiko had at like entering stage 5. Okay, but let's see, here come the Goth Fairies.
Good luck.
And yeah, it's kind of annoying. You can see that the fairy like moved down right towards him, so he had to like do this correction and move quite far away, which I think is bad because it means he didn't get to kill the fairy as fast. Also there, the stone and the fairy were kind of overlapped. I'd imagine that's bad. Okay.
I don't know about that.
I can't tell actually, like if he killed as many as he wanted to, it's like impossible to tell unless you know it beforehand, but at least he didn't accidentally kill the last one early. Yeah, the last big fairy, I mean.
Good. Alright, let's get the Grace, and hopefully the double summon. No.
That was summoned way too early, unfortunately. And yeah, the thing is that even though he had a Moon Hyper for the stage 5 mid-boss, which like trivializes the dodging, he's still gonna bomb because it just makes it easier to manage your gauge. So you don't have to deal with the passive gain that you would have during like a boss pattern, because bombing disables that. You can focus purely on getting the gauge from the gem items. But it's still kind of hard to manage because there's so much happening in a short amount of time.
Okay, so in Norimiko's PB, he has 1.55 billion leaving stage 4, so I think he's a bit behind.
Okay. I think, okay, so KG is definitely like a lot behind, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I don't even need to check KG's pace.
Yeah, I think he just died a lot, unfortunately, or like in stage 3 and stage 4, I
feel like, unfortunately, the things that happened in the run just kind of speak for themselves, which is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes to show though, like, KG has died like 5 times, but he still has like max lives. Because you end up getting so many resources from the Wonderstones over the run, because it's like like the first 2 Wonderstones you kill, they drop a bomb piece, and then the third one drops a life piece, and then it loops.
Yeah, it
so
works
you only need
basically
9
like a cycle, like DDC.
Yeah, exactly. 9 Wonderstones nets you a whole life, but then you also get like life and bomb pieces dropped on the same cycle from boss patterns.
Yeah. Do boss actually resources dropped from boss patterns actually contribute to that cycle? Like, do they push it forward?
I think it's the same cycle, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, don't take like my word 100% factually, because like
I mean, this is something that I feel like I hazily remember has to be true, but I preferred to ask, because like, yeah, I'm also kinda rusty in this game.
Also for KG there, like on the first section of stage 5, he got quite lucky in that he summoned a red Wonderstone right as he was like, because the stone spawned right next to him. If it was any other stone, he could have died by like the stone sniping him, but he got a red one, so he knew he could just stay above it and be safe.
The color of the stone that spawns isn't random, but it also isn't really something that you can really control.
Yeah, it's
the thing that controls it is just way too chaotic.
Yeah. Generally speaking, if you have lots of like stones equipped of the same color, you will see more Wonderstones summoned of that same color.
Yeah.
But it's like, with this build, we have kind of a bunch of different colors mixed in. Well, I guess Norimiko only has yellow and green, so he's going to see more yellows and greens, then he's going to see reds and blues.
But in general, this isn't really something you have to actively think about.
The bomb killed it. The bomb killed it, he's going to miss an entire ring. That's unfortunate.
How did KG miss an entire Golf Fairy Wave?
Yeah. Oh well, it's not like he missed an entire fairy, he just killed the last one too early with the bomb. Which means he missed the second
enemy wave, I mean. Like,
he
missed the last fairy wave, he missed the second enemy outburst.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Also, the stone was unfortunately early there.
Random with extra steps, yes, basically.
Yeah. Also, I genuinely, like, I feel like this post-mid section is, like, so bad, because, like, all the fairy spawn locations are, like, random, and then they also move in a random direction, and just, like, keep moving in that direction until they go off screen. It's like you can't really control, like, how well you clump them up, if that makes sense. So you kind of just have to kill them and deal with the chain you get. I feel like it's really annoying.
Just play the hands you're given.
Yeah.
This is just Gorilla Factory.
Yep. Oh yeah, I guess KG has still gone past Norimiko's pace, at least. Oh yeah, by a decent amount too.
Yeah.
Considering that Norimiko is on the 3rd non and KG is just about to enter Toyohime. Oh, he didn't get the last stone in, unfortunately. But I guess,
yeah,
it doesn't matter that much, because
just now his score past Norimiko's and he's entering the boss fight. While Norimiko's near the end.
I think Norimiko got trolled by the stone there, by the way. I think the stone ramming into him is what
I only heard the death sound effect, I didn't know this would actually kill them, but if so, then that's really unfortunate.
The stone. Yeah, the stone killed him.
Yeah. Again, a big example of how stones can just mess you up. Oh, I think this stone was also close to teleporting him, holy.
That stone was out for blood, for sure.
It was scarily close, it had like his name on it.
Yeah, I mean, he
was too close, he was too close, yeah.
Yeah, the thing with the Wonderstones is it can definitely be annoying if you get trolled by them. I just think they're so funny, I can't be mad at them. It's just like this random stone is just like completely trolling me. It's just the funniest thing ever, it feels like.
The funny stone.
When you get that one random stone that decides to do 8 movements in a row.
Norimiko's PB had 2.264 billion leaving stage 5, so he's like almost 200 million behind.
Yeah.
So I don't think this one will even improve his already existing standing.
Yeah, I don't think either player is improving at this point. Like the
Unless he gets the greatest stage 6 ever played, I don't think he's going to like change his standing at all. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it kind of goes to show as well that, well, I don't know if all the stone summons have been like super on point, but it just goes to show that the deaths really add up.
Yeah.
Like over the run.
Sometimes they're just not your fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just something that the game wants to happen and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, the Norimiko final especially is like
It's sad, but to be fair, I feel like most games have moments that are exactly like that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not a Touhou game if it doesn't have at least one stupid RNG aspect to it.
Okay, and here we have the spam coming up from Norimiko. I feel like it's quite bad if the Wonderstone decides to spawn all the way to the side, because then you run the risk of having some of those... Well, he's doing quite a good job at killing them, it's just
you have to
taking
travel a
extra
greater
effort.
distance to get to the stone.
Yeah.
And that loses...
And I'm sure that ends up mattering, like you might miss a stone during the spam. It's just hard to tell because there's like so many stones summoned during this section.
Yeah.
Like I don't even really remember or know how much you would actually want to summon during this. There's just so many that it always kind of looks good.
Yeah, honestly.
And also, this actually just so chaotic that I feel like even if you tried to keep count, you just wouldn't really be able to. It would just be too fast.
It's definitely not something you'd really try and count in a run, because you'd just be focused on actually playing the game.
Yeah. Oh, I think this stone was actually summoned by the passive gauge gain from being on a boss fight.
Yeah, it could be. I didn't notice what actually summoned it. I was watching KG just sitting still, sitting still on the second spell.
Yeah, but
yeah,
again,
that was a really awkward.
This is another example of
summon.
something we talked about before, like another mechanic of the Wonderstone gauge rearing its head.
Yeah, you kind of need to be able to think on your feet for the Wonderstones, because it's just like you really can't like consistently predict exactly when you're gonna get your stone summoned. Like every time you need to be able to react to it.
Performed a interesting micro optimization where he only like POC'd half of the gems that he spawned.
Yeah, because there is like this delay while the gems are spawning, and when you can actually POC them, so you can try and leave them.
Yeah.
It's cool. I guess it might help if we have like the moth POC lines in this game. So just so you can make sure that you're like only POCing a certain amount of gems. I don't know, I guess it's not that relevant in this game. You can see KG went like all the way to the bottom of the screen to kill that one stone. I think he's trying to like keep his hyper. Like he's actually dodging the rings the intended way while killing the stone. Which is, I guess it's actually good because it means that you end up doing less damage to Toyohime. I didn't really think about that.
An extra break would result in more damage to Toyohime.
Yeah. And it's not like you need to be
really close to the lasers like Norimiko did, but he didn't die this time.
The thing is that with Y2 it's actually... Oh, okay, he just speed killed it. I was about to say it's actually quite safe to do it really close to her because you don't have to worry about the like droplet bullets, because shift spamming with Y2 just cancels all of them. So you could, in theory, do that for like the entire spell as long as you kept your hyper going.
I don't like what's happening in Norimiko's screen right now. Yeah.
You just kind of have to bomb here. It's just like what can...
I don't know if he did it on purpose, but like, yeah, just...
we need to kill it now.
Okay,
that's very early.
Unfortunately, a very early summon.
He basically has about as much games as he would have had if he just killed the stone normally.
Yeah, pretty much.
The boss dialogue didn't help him at all this time.
Yeah.
Compared to the other double stones setups, on spell 2, since you have the dialogue after, you want a little bit of the bar empty, so that it can charge the final bit during the dialogue and summon this. Well, just
it's hard to take into account.
Is it 3.2 plates for KG? I doubt it.
Yeah, it's probably closer to 3. Oh no, why are we breaking all these items? Oh.
Maybe 3.1 at best. If he doesn't.
I don't know.
Like,
I feel like that just lost a lot. It's looking a bit cooked. I don't think he was getting his hyper when he wanted to.
In regards to Norimiko, I'm expecting maybe a high 2.7 at best.
Cooked.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like that entire section for KG was just cooked because he didn't get his hypers when he wanted to.
Yeah, KG
is
just
what I think
getting
happened.
Battered by the game, like throughout this whole run.
Yeah. Don't die again, yeah.
Oh, Norimiko missed the bullet seal.
KG
has to deal with every color of the rainbow now.
Yeah, it's crazy how much more evil, or like how much harder the game is looking now on these last ones compared to the first ones.
Yeah, this is what happens when you don't bullet seal on Chaotic Winter. You basically just have to deal with the entire Windows palette.
Oh yeah, I guess KG couldn't really afford to bomb on the stage to recover just because Reimu needs the bombs for this section. I'd imagine it's a bigger loss.
I want to say that stage 6 in this game especially feels like one of those things that you need to do in like all in one go, right? Because if you mess up, then all the things that come after will be kind of messed up, and we saw that on KG.
Yeah,
like
I think that's accurate. Yeah.
There are no really clean recoveries you can do if you mess up. Anyways, into Aria we are.
We got Aria nons happening right now, just slightly less intensive sections.
KG, no.
Ouch.
Don't tell me KG died again.
He did. I think he just died to non-1, like just going too close to her or something.
He might not even get 3 billion if this keeps up.
Yeah, there's just been so many deaths at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is a hard game to not die in. So. Yeah, this is just a hard game to not die in. Like, a lot of the times you're either dodging hard patterns, like even with Y2 you'll have to do some dodging.
You're dodging hard patterns, you're potentially dealing with maybe stone telefrags, you might be dealing with uncancelable bullets.
Lots of POCs where you can't be really sure that you're gonna have a hyper to save you, and also having to deal with the stone.
You just like... There are many things that can go wrong in this game.
Yep. Yeah, I think both players have their stones like really low level now.
It really puts into perspective how good the runs we got earlier really are.
Yeah, true.
We're lucky. We are very fortunate and very lucky that they happened. Because it's not really something that can just happen on command.
Yeah, that was kind of a bad stone spawn for... Bad stone spawn for Norimiko on the 5th one. It he kind of had to go down, but then the stone went to hide behind Aria. So he had to he tried to kill it with...
Always love it when that happens.
Yeah, because the Y1 focus shot, you can shoot behind the boss if you're close enough, but the thing is that if you're only shooting with the focus shot, the Y1, it's quite weak. I believe.
I don't think
so the stone just doesn't end up done.
Yeah, much weaker than shift spamming.
Yeah, and consider that you would only be hitting with the options, you wouldn't be hitting with the base shot at all. If you're trying to shoot behind the boss. So the stone just doesn't end up dying nearly early enough. I guess that's also a big weakness of this shift spam shot is you really cannot be killing the stones too close to them. You have to go down to do proper damage. Whereas with Marissa R2 you can you kill the stones above them, so you kind of POC the items automatically. You don't have to think about going to the top of the screen, because you already are at the top of the screen, if that makes sense. It's cool. I feel like I haven't really shielded Marissa R2 enough during this match, but she's so cool. It's so satisfying to just instantly kill anything you want with the headset.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially the stage 4 and stage 5 mid bosses, because the hitboxes are so big you hit with almost all the missiles, so they just it completely melts them.
KG has to dodge that Arienon during Y2 hyper, which he keeps cancelling bullets, and I can't help but think this just makes the pattern more confusing and more difficult to follow.
Yeah. I think if you shift spam you could actually completely shield yourself while you have the hyper up, because the way the options move while you switch from focus to unfocus is that they all crisscross in front of you. And it would kind of create this umbrella similar to if you were Marissa the laser shot focused, or Norimiko died.
Another death.
Was he out of bombs? If so, it's understandable that you would die to this. It's just really hard.
Yeah, Norimiko's run definitely teeters on the edge of being able to get 2.8 billion.
It should be 2.8. We still have a decent amount of items.
Yeah.
And the thing is that even though we lost a lot of score from the dying, dying doesn't actually affect the clear bonus you get from the stones, so we're still going to get a good clear bonus. Because the clear bonus is purely based on how many stones you've killed over the run, not what level they are. I'm quite sure. Maybe there's some weird math I'm not aware of regarding that, but it should just be 1 million per stone.
I do think it should be that.
Yeah.
Based on
yeah,
vibes.
it's definitely 2.8 for Norimiko.
Okay. Seems like I underestimated his base. Which honestly, I'm glad I was wrong on this one.
Yeah. I mean, I was underestimating Kero's clear bonus as well. I was thinking it was going to be like 140 million or something, but it was 160. It's bad to estimate how many stones they've killed. Yeah. Because like we haven't been counting every single stone kill they've done, so it's like kind of hard to keep track of.
Who would count every single stone kill realistically?
Okay, if we were locked in, we would be counting. Let's be real.
I don't think we would. I don't think we would.
If our commentary was like properly good, we would be able to tell how many stones they've killed during the entire run at any given point.
I feel like there are more important things to look at.
Maybe.
Hey bro, Norimiko right now we see is at 129 kills. Maybe 130.
I'm gonna say 134.
That's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, it's crazy that, like, because my run gets 144 stones and Kero got 160, so he got like 16 more stones summoned in.
Jesus,
on the routes
that's
I remember.
a lot. What?
Yeah.
And
It's actually really nice that the clear bonus is so straightforward. Yeah. It's nice that the clear bonus is so straightforward, so it's easy to tell how many stones you've gotten doing one.
And
okay.
GG.
GG Norimiko.
Nice.
2.82 billion, nice.
132 stones, okay, so we were like both off by 2 stones in our guesses.
What is this? Yeah, we got FW in real life.
I wonder if
I
you
wanna
like
go
actually...
there.
It's a
I
shame
don't know where
I
this
can't
is, but I
read
wanna go there.
Japanese, yeah.
Yeah, GG's to Norimiko. Now it's all up to KG.
That was still Norimiko's 4th best run on the board with this shot
Yeah.
type, which is cool. Oh, you can see KG got the like weird wave on non-5, where the gap is much tighter than usual, but this is consistent, this like top strat. You just have to kind of practice it a bit. Oh, but the hyper ending kind of messes it up because you can't use the first lasers as a visual cue. That was a nice kill, by the way. He like killed it by head-setting it and only hitting it with the base shot.
Very well full out.
Yeah. I feel like ideally you would kill most of them like that because it means you get full gold items. And yeah, also this spell has the funny property where you could see his hyper ended and only the very bottom bullets got converted into like the arrows. For some reason, at a certain height, you can actually cancel these bullets, it's just not at the top. It's a bit strange.
Late game spell saves don't really like cancelable bullets.
Yeah, Avia is quite resistant to being hyper cheats like that, but then you can still like completely destroy the non-spells or all the non-spells with the blue bullets you can just cheese really easily.
Like the zone really didn't want you to have like be saved by like stone kills.
Okay.
Nice. A little bit scary there, like going to the top like that. So what is this gonna be? I feel like... Could this be free build still? I'm not sure.
Probably.
Because it's gonna be like, what, 130 to 140 stones. I guess it's gonna be closer to 140 because this is going a bit higher than
like, what,
Norimiko.
2 more stones maybe?
No, this is not.
It's probably like 3 or 4 more stones, and then you also get the items from this.
Forget about this spell.
I'm not sure why he decided to like do massive burst damage to her with the bomb there. Like, I really don't know what the point of that. I guess he's just gonna end it, but I feel like he would stall this even if you die just to get like more stones in.
I guess he doesn't want to risk his level 5, maybe.
Okay, hang on. So if we have, let's say we have 2 more stones. I don't think
this
it's
is like
gonna be enough.
2.99.
I feel like it's gonna be like same as Norimiko. It's like gonna be a 2.992 or something like that.
Same score, but with a different shot type.
Yeah. But this one would get slightly more TWC score though. Yeah, it's also good that we got at least one player using Reimu instead of everyone using like Marissa.
Yeah.
So we got to see the differences in that regard.
Just kind of wish we got like we got to see more Hyperstones.
Yeah. I mean, okay, to be honest, like there are some stones that really, I feel like personally I wouldn't say are that interesting for score.
I mean, yeah.
There are definitely some cool ones. Like I feel like the what's it called? I forget which blue one it is, but the one that makes the like gives you that
the one that
effect with behind you. You cancel everything. Yeah.
Yeah, B2.
It's kind of a funny shot.
Fine. The really bad one to me is Marisa Blue 1, the one that transforms your shot into the foaming blue thing. That
Marisa Blue 1 is like so funny because it takes away your main shot. It can just miss, and its damage is fine, but yeah.
Doesn't that shot have like some routing
in front of you, which is kind of funny?
I feel like that shot has like some routes intentionally where you have to make sure that you do not have a hyper when the stone is summoned in, just to make sure you can actually do damage.
Doing Marisa B1 like hard scoring, I remember where I would just intentionally get hit on stage 6 spam to end my hyper so that I could actually use my actually good shot. Oh my god,
KG was dodging it for a little bit just to flex.
Yeah, 2.972.
2.972, okay. GG still.
Still a good score, but yeah, a bit underwhelming compared to what happened before.
Yeah, but this is cool. Like, everyone got 2 runs in, by the way. I mean, I guess this really is the kind of game where you don't game over, but still, it's cool. But yeah, there we go.
First we had FW in real life, now we have Zero Rabbit in real life.
Okay, but cool, I guess this was the match then.
I'm also wondering where this is. Like, it feels like Amsterdam, but this can't be Amsterdam.
I have no idea, personally.
Yeah, KG has been on a trip to Europe for Gochius, I think.
Oh.
So that could be it.
Okay, yeah, this is nice art of the best spell in the game. Let's go.
Nice art, yeah.
It's like, yeah,
very
come close to me.
Like, it looks almost exactly like Zoon's artwork.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, come close. Surely I won't ram into you, and the stones definitely won't like try to kill you while you're close to me or anything like that. Just, yeah, come. But I guess we could announce the final results then. So, in 3rd place, we have Norimiko for Team Mirage with Marissa Y2 2.992 billion, which gets 96 TWC score. Then in 2nd place, we have KG in Team Fossil with a Reimu Y2 3.164 bill, one that gets 128 TWC score. And then the winner for the match, Kero for Team Truth, Marissa R2 3.492 billion, which gets 143 TWC score, and is also world record both for the shot type and overall by like, what was it, like a 50 or 60 million. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact
number. It was like
numbers.
60 million, the previous score was 3.43 billion.
Yeah, very, very, very strong. I mean, I'd say this is a strong...
Incredibly good showing from all the players, even the...
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, even the others.
Good showing.
It's really, I think it was a incredible first showing for FW at TWC.
Yeah, definitely. Especially considering like we haven't really seen this category before, like being played ever. So I think this was a very good first match for it. And yeah, very good showing from everyone all around. No like massive griefing. Like everyone got solid runs for their level. I think like Norimiko and KG, it's both really close to their PB, and then Kero, well, you know.
Yeah. GG's to everyone once again. It's a shame that we couldn't see better runs at the end. The game got a bit angrier.
Yeah, we got all the stronger runs in on like the first credit, and then after that, it's kind of like, oh, what can you do?
Infinity mechanics to explain. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it would have been better to like focus more on the gameplay at the start of the match or like closer to the end, but I feel like in order to actually understand what's going on, it's good to explain all the mechanics.
The mechanics to understand the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just going to intuitively understand why, I don't know, people are trying to summon stones right before the mid-bosses spawn, for example.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny how long it took to explain all this stuff.
I'm sure future commentators will figure out a better way to commentate FW scoring than us.
Yeah.
The solution will be to just keep mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they do.
Yeah, like at this point, surely everyone knows what you do, so let's just hop into the gameplay immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, there will still be... I mean, this is TWC, there will always be a good chunk of viewers who don't really score Touhou and don't know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, and I guess it's good that this is one of the longer matches, so there's still like a lot of time.
Yeah, lots of time
to
to
go over a bunch of stuff.
We have the log.
Okay, what
I
do we
don't
got?
want to talk for a long while.
Yeah. And these are our future matches. We've got Subterranean Animism, Lunatic Survival, between Seisumo, Chicken Butt XT, and Kirikat. Coming up in, I don't know when this is Japanese time, so it's like 7 hours away from where I am. So it's probably like 2 hours plus something.
It's in a little bit over 2 hours.
Okay,
actually,
cool.
Wait, I can just look it up on the TWC website, which actually
shows, 20 minutes.
Which actually can show you the whole schedule of the event in your local time zone. So make sure to check it out. It also has a TWC score calculator, which is pretty useful.
And yeah,
the next match is in 2 hours and 17 minutes.
This is quite the stacked lineup for SA Survival, by the way. I don't know how many Marissa C LNNs Kirikat has, but I think Seisumo has like 26. And Chicken Butt has like around 10 or something. I haven't kept track. Like,
survival is now at the point where we're just counting how many LONs in a certain shot type a player has, and it's like a double-digit number.
The worst shot type, by the way. It's funny. It's funny. But I mean, yeah, we can probably expect Marissa C from everyone. I feel like it's come to the point where you kind of need Marissa C, unless you want to rely on getting like a better shot LNN and then having the others not LNN, but I don't know. I don't know what the meta is like.
I'm telling you, survival qualifiers in the future will just be like 32-man double elimination brackets.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a whole PSO just to decide survival players for TWC matches.
Yeah.
I am a bit hyperbolizing, but I do definitely think that picking players for future TWCs is just going to get harder and harder over time with each year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess part of it does come down to just how many of the, like, ultra grinders decide to sign up.
I guess.
But yeah, it's funny how it's progressed to this point where, like...
But yeah, nowadays you definitely just need to have, like, all-shot LNN maybe several times to get in.
Well, not in all the categories, but in some of them
like
at least.
SDS or additional restrictions. Like tools.
But yeah. I guess this is the only match? We don't have any more this week, right?
Yeah, it's Sunday, we don't really have anything more, but maybe we're going to... Maybe they're going to show next week's matches, I feel like... Actually no, they're going to show next week's matches after SA, right?
After the SA match, yeah. But yeah, I don't know, like... I don't really know how to like wrap this up. I feel like this was a really cool match to like both watch and commentate. It's like I wasn't too familiar with the modern roots of FW like that, where like of course I knew how the game works and the routes from like the early days, but it's really cool to see how it's progressed. Like some of the new summons look really, really cool.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to see this.
Honestly, big thanks to you for carrying the comms and providing most of the knowledge, because like I definitely wouldn't have been able to do the same.
Yeah, no problem. It was a good time.
I think we did a decent job, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much to talk about. I don't think you can really fault us for getting stuck.
FW is a game that just always gives you something to talk about. Like, it's just the game that keeps on giving.
I do feel like it's like a very complex and deep system, but then the game also has these kind of moments where it's like, why is this a thing? Like with the whole patched versus unpatched, and then the like stuff like that, and like the random game crashes and bugs that you need TH pack to fix. Yeah. Like if it was a bit more polished, this would be like such a good game, but it feels like kind of scuffed in a way that's hard to explain.
I still love FW the way it is, but
yeah, I mean, I still think it's really cool.
Me that really didn't need to be there. Could have easily been avoided.
And I guess, I mean, I know that the survival is super cooked if you're playing bad shots, but I guess for scoring, a lot of the time you can circumvent that with bombs and hypers to like make it more focused on actually farming the Wonderstones instead of having to cap a bunch of impossible garbage, which is cool.
I love playing FW for Lunatic on CC, personally. I especially liked Y1 even though I couldn't really get the run with it. Y1 main, that is, like main and not like focus or unfocus. Okay, but this year, I feel like I've already said everything that needs to be said, right?
Yeah, I feel like it too. I don't really feel like I have anything else to add. I guess we.
Yeah, I feel like at this point you're just waiting for the world feed to just show the end screen and take us off air.
I mean, this is the end screen, so let's start with that.
I mean, there's still something else after that, no? Or
we still have the end slides, right?
Yeah, there's still like the end card that like asks people to help with the event if they want to.
Oh really? Oh yeah, you're right.
Maybe we're just waiting for the Japanese side.
Yeah, true. Maybe, yeah, because they actually have all the players there, so maybe
they have
a bit more insights to add than just...
They have like everyone, and they, like a big interview.
Actually,
they don't have KG in there, but they do have Kero and Norimiko.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we can go to the end slide. Oh. Oh, okay.
Wait, no end card.
Well, I mean, I guess...
No end card in this one? Ah, okay.
Okay, but I guess
I'm gonna be the end card. So, if you guys want to help with the event, if anyone is interested, you can still join the TWC Discord using a public link, which is somewhere. I don't know where to find it, but it's out there. And yeah, there's always... TWC is always welcome to get new people into the crew to help with the event. I'm sure if you're interested, there will always be something for you to do. I'm sure TWC will always appreciate an extra pair of hands. Okay, that's about it. I feel like we don't have anything more to say at this point.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming to the stream. GG's to the players once again.
Make sure to join in a few hours from now when we have essays with Lunatic 5.
Be there or be square. This match will be incredible. SA is an epic game. You need to be there. 2 hours from now.